Hello and good evening. Sorry, I'm a little bit late, but I was struggling to get online. I don't know what's going on with the internet at the moment. I'm hoping that the lovely Deni is listening in, because I've been a little bit busy since I was online during the week, so I've not actually been ringing and mithering her up going, we're still doing Sunday. So hopefully the Denny will be with us shortly. But what I shall do in the meantime, while I'm waiting to see who may or may not come in, is I'll drop the link. When I remembered how to do it. That's it. So there we go. There's the link. I'm going to pin it. Oh, can I pin it? Oh, shit, I don't know how to do that either. Oh, well, never mind. So that's for Denny, and later on, anybody who would like to come up, feel free to come up. Sorry, I've got a dog throwing toys at me. So, as I said the other night, it's just going to be general chit chat and shit. Although I have got quite a few good, mysterious stories, disappearances. They're only short, but quite a lot of them from all over the world. So I thought if we kind of get a little bit stuck for topics of conversation, I can wade into these because they are quite interesting. Some you'll have heard of, some you won't have. And as always, if you can hear the noise in the background, I would just like to apologise for Cooper because he has been asleep on the floor until I logged into StreamYard. And the minute I logged into StreamYard, he's now picked his toy up and he's flinging it round like a shillelagh. So apologies for the background noise. Anyway, happy Easter, everybody, or Ostara, or however you want to celebrate it. Is it, I don't know, is it Passover? Or have I got that wrong as well? Round about the same time. Anyway, whatever your denomination is, happy whatever. Hope you're having, especially in the UK, because it's a bank holiday weekend. And up here in the northwest, it has been especially warm and lovely. I was at a wedding yesterday. It was the eldest of my nieces and nephews, and she got married to the absolute love of her life. It was a beautiful wedding, absolutely beautiful. Today we've been for a family meal with some of my family. So Porky has come along and met some of my family today. Denny, it's absolutely fine, chicken. To be honest, I was running a little late as well, so I'm just going to keep. I'll just keep chit chattering, and no rush. Do what you got to do. I've got to pack Porky off to work yet. He's started nights tonight, so he's going to be going out. Probably about, I don't know, between 9 and 9:30. So yeah, it's not a problem. Hi, Danny. Hello, my love. Getting ready to go to my in-laws for Easter dinner. I'll tune in later to catch up. Looking forward to this and to hear Tizzy's story. Oh, brilliant. Thanks, Danny. Well, I've got quite a few, the mysteries and mysterious deaths and things I was talking about last week. I've got a few lined up here. Because I thought, I can kill a bit of time, or if, like Denny's saying, if she's running a little bit behind, because obviously a house full of children and a husband as well. So I've got something that I can talk about until she's free and easy to come and chat the old shizzle. Hi, Julia, love. Hello, how are you? And happy, well, I don't know. Is everybody? I shouldn't really ask what people's religious backgrounds are in here. I'm going to presume that majority of people are going to be Christian of one denomination or another. So I'll wish you all happy Easter. I tend to wish people, Ostara, which is the Ostara, however you want to pronounce it, which is the pagan festival. But it doesn't matter. Everybody welcome here, and we all have a good time, and we enjoy eating and drinking and meeting our relatives. Hi, Frida. Is there only me that's changed my name tonight? Well, I'm fine. I've been pottering the. Hasn't it been beautiful, Julia? We went to my uncle's for Easter Sunday lunch. So, well, mid-afternoon lunch, I should say. So Porky and I and Porky's daughter went down there. So, we've had a beautiful meal. I drove home so that Porky could kind of get a bit of sleep in the car because he starts on nights today. So at the moment he's in bed, but he's going to be starting work. I think he's going to have to probably leave here about 9:10, so that I can make as much racket as I like. And I think he gets off at 6 in the morning. So that's him now, permanent nights from now until forever. And have you all had a lovely day? Whatever you've been up to. Obviously, Julie's been doing gardening. Hey, bedtime. Happy Easter. Get ready to go to the store and get some spokes too. Oh, happy Easter to you too. Happy Easter to Voodoo as well, please, if she's around. Oh, and I tell you what, bedtime. Is she still planning on doing that eyelash tutorial that she was going to do for the ladies? I know that she's been really busy work-wise and what have you, but I've been waiting for this one because I want to see how they're done. So it's all right, absolutely fine if she's decided not to do it anymore. But yeah, if she's still planning on doing it, please let us know. Yeah, I know she's always busy, isn't she? It's like there's two people that you'll guarantee are going to be working the backsides off. One's Voodoo and the other one is Raven. Those two women, they work like Trojans. What does everybody eat in America for Easter? Might be a few weeks really busy with work at the moment. No, absolutely fine. But if she's still planning on doing it, please let us know because, and I can make sure that I've a tune in and what have you. Julie, I wanted a Barbie, but the kid's gone to one of the car meets, so no point. Ah, right. Oh, what's this? Is this like the is it car shows or something that they're into? It varies. Most people I know eat ham. Well, I'll be honest with you. We've always, as a family, eaten lamb. You get a spring lamb. So it's like a big free for all. Oh God, get this. I did 2 desserts. I always take desserts to my uncle because he always does family meals at Easter and at Christmas, like in between Christmas and New Year. And so it's just tradition. I always make the desserts. You'll never guess what I made this time. Well, obviously I took a sandwich cake. I was thirsty flange. Hello, I was thirsty flange. Well, I've put myself up as the thirsties reel after seeing what the fuck has been going on the tubes over the last few days. Yeah, all the posh cars to look at. All right, okie dokie. Yeah, we've so my desserts. I always take a Victoria sponge with buttercream and jam in it, homemade jam, by the way, may I add. And then I always make a dessert. So this year I found a recipe. Oh my God. Biscoff cheesecake. Oh, it was, if I must say so myself, it was absolutely bloody awesome. I can't even tell you. I cannot even tell you. Having said that, I was nearly sick afterwards because I made a big one and there were 6 of us for dinner. So I cut it into 6 portions. Porky's daughter only ate half of hers. So I kind of finished it off and then I was sick as a dog. 1 piece would have been enough for me. Yeah, predicted a year ago to BQ that Natasha would fabricate some kind of drama to move to Patreon. Lo and behold. Oh, bedtime. It's, do you know what? Green Eyes, sorry, I nearly doxed her then. I nearly gave out a real name. Green Eyes sent me 2 videos the other day and I was pissing myself. She just put, oh my God, basically, listen to this. Dirty D sounds like she's fucking possessed. She basically sounds like she needs the exorcist. And she was screaming. I don't know if any of you heard it at that Country Joe, the one with the funny accent that I can't tell if they're supposed to be American or Scottish. It's a bit weird. I've never followed him, so it's whatever. And she's screaming at, and she's going, "Just play it," because she was oh God, bedtime. It was absolutely awful. When you hear people losing their shit on YouTube, and you're just like, you were really gonna, that's utter cringe, that is. I mean, I've got angry, but I've not lost me shit like that where bedtime, she sounded, honest to God, she sounded like she needed sedating. And I wouldn't be surprised if her neighbours were looking through the windows going, what the fuck is going on in there, because her head's spinning round. She just sounded, yes, thirsty flange, totally losing the plot, totally. But yeah, so that's why I was just putting thirst, because I thought they're all just thirsty for content, aren't they? They're thirsty for the super chats, and they're thirsty for the Patreons and the everything. So yeah, so that's why my name, The Thirst Is Real. The flangeless wonder from down under. She sounded out of her blessed mind. She absolutely did. Oh, Starlight, hello, lovely. Good evening. Listening whilst doing a bit of drawing, a perfect Sunday evening. Oh, doing a bit of drawing. What kind are you doing? Are you just using charcoal pencils or colour or what have you? I am interested. I like doing a bit of the old drawing myself. In fact, well, I'll go up and get it in a bit because you might appreciate it. I'm not the world's best artist, Starlight, but I do like having a little bit of a potter sometimes. I'll have to go up when Porky's woken up though, because it's in our bedroom. But I did a drawing of one of my horses with her foal in just pencil. And I must admit, I think it's pretty damn good. Flangeless Wonder. Is there any reason why you're flangeless, Mr. or Mrs. Wonder from Down Under? Everybody should have a flange of some description, whether it's your own or one of your beloved other half. But, I don't want to see anybody without. Oh, I needed to do a load of shopping today as well, but using some colourful copies. I'm not great, but it helps me relax. Well, isn't it into there's adult colouring now as well, isn't there? A lot of these books you can get for adults, because it is very cathartic, isn't it? Although I want one of those, have you seen the swear word colouring books? I might get a few ideas for some new expletives to use. There's one, but it's crusted over. Ew, yucky, yuck. Just in case you haven't seen, Deni's just running a little bit late. Obviously, family and lifestyle and everything gets in the way sometimes of us wanting to kick back and relax. So Deni will be with us shortly. I'm just kicking my heels and waffling along like I do best. In the meantime, I will keep dropping the link because I'm terribly remiss at doing that. Oh, Simples! I have discovered today that I don't have a landline and haven't done since I swapped to Vodafone 13 days ago. I was livid, but I'm calming down with my spag bol. Oh my goodness! Were you paying for it? Having said that, for the last 3 years, I've been paying for a landline, and I wasn't using it because I had my mobile phone with unlimited minutes. So, really, who has a landline these days unless it's for the internet access? Well, I've been paying for it, and the landline has never worked from the moment they allegedly put it in 3 years ago. So I could have been claiming back from BT, bastards. Have you all had a lovely Easter break then? Those of you who are having breaks. I was going to say, is it a holiday in the States? Do you kind of not work over Easter? Like we have bank holidays here. What's a VoIP adapter, Simples? Sorry if I'm sounding ignorant. So I think it's just started to drizzle here. I can hear it hitting the roof of the conservatory. So much for my weeding episode that I intended to do tomorrow. Oh, yours was lovely, was it, Julie? Bedtime, I think the banks were closed on Good Friday, but that's about it. Ah, right, okay. Thanks, Simples. I didn't know what it was. I had to have for Vodafone, I had to have Sure signal in my old house because I could not get a Vodafone signal in that house. And because I was on the broadband and the phone, my work one was Vodafone and my personal phone was Vodafone. I've swapped the personal one over now, but I had to get this Sure signal box that attached to the internet just so I could get a damn phone signal. But a bit like a signal booster, really. And there was oh, get this though, when I went to my niece's wedding yesterday, she looked absolutely stunning, by the way. Her little boy, I held it together. I held it together until she was walking up the aisle, and a little boy, and he's just coming on to 3. He's done up as a little page boy, and he was hold of like a little sign. God, and it was said on it, Daddy, it's time to give Mummy our last name. Oh, well, that was it then. The tears started, the blubbing started, especially when I looked up and I saw Thomas, her now husband. He was like trying to stop the tears as well. And yeah, it was wet eyes all round. But it was, oh God, it was an amazing wedding. Such a beautiful venue. The venue's been there since the end of the 1100s. So, yeah, beautiful food, fantastic surroundings, brilliant. So the engineer plugged the phone into the old BT socket, so I still had a dialing tone. Cannot fecking dial out or receive calls because the phone ain't connected to the fecking router. Oh, bloody hell. Aren't they thick? And it's usually us who haven't got a clue how anything works who end up discovering the error. They can't get the staff these days, that's what I say. Did you all get loads of Easter eggs? I think my diet's just gone up the shitter at the moment. But I need to give, if anybody else wants it as well, but I need to share this Biscoff cheesecake recipe with Definitely with green eyes. I think she's going to appreciate it. I don't know who else has got a right sweet tooth, but anybody who wants it, you can. It's really easy. It's just with Philadelphia and Biscoffy, the Biscoffy stuff in the jar, and double cream, and then the Lotus biscuits, the Biscoff biscuits, and butter. Oh God, it was. Oh, I can't even tell you. So nice. So we've had that lovely day today. Called into the shop before, girl in front of me in the checkout, and she's got a bottle of Pinot Grigio and a cucumber, and I'm stood there going, "Go on yourself, girl. Have a fucking good night, lass." All she needed was a box of chocolates to make it even better. I'm not being funny, but if that was me, I would have put a few more items in my basket, just to disguise what kind of a night I was intending to have. My mind and the gutter, they are firm bedfellows, they really are. So, I know, thirsty Flange. I was just like, go girl. That's right, Flangela. She had the chocolate bunny at home. Oh, dear me. Just those things, something will just set you off laughing. It was like the name I'd chosen for myself on here originally when I thought I'm going to have another Incognito Night. And I just couldn't. I couldn't. It was the most politically incorrect name ever. And I just thought half of you would unsub from me straight away. So I had to pick something else. Well, what I'm. Oh, I've just cracked my toe. Ow, bollocks. The bunny that takes. I don't think she needed the bunny that takes the batteries, Julia. I think that's what the cucumber was for. So basically, now if you see anybody with a bottle of Pinot Grigio or Prosecco, and oh, don't apologise, and a cucumber, it's a girls' night in, single girls' night in, or lady on her own's night in. Oh gosh, there's some shouting going on outside. I'll just forewarn you in case the dog starts to yap. Well, what I thought I'll do is, if I just find my stories, because I thought I can, well, I have a stinking fudge wallet. Oh my God. Right, I've just got to put this one up on screen. Right, and I'm sorry, everybody, if you think I'm being really, really mean, but you see that photo that Ivor Stinking Fudge Wallet has put up, has got of the profile picture? That looks like Mrs. Portland. That is grim. Oh, I'm going to hell in a handcart. I really am. But I'm sorry, it really does look like Mrs. Portland. Cooper, go away. Doesn't it though, bedtime? I mean, I don't know if any... Not Mrs. Portland, her eyelashes are clear. I thought it was an arse. No, it's seriously. Oh, I need to find a photo of that Mrs. Portland one now, just so everybody can see. Hang on, let me have a look. Oh, am I being really unkind by doing this? I have a sneaky fudge. I know. So what's Ivor been up to then? I'm gathering there is. Oh, bloody hell. Hang on a minute. Something's going to go wrong here. Oh, damn it. Right. I'm just trying to find a photograph. Hang on a second. Right. Okay. You need specs before I start. What's the name of that man last time I was on? What man simples? Oh, oh God, I don't know. What were we talking about? Someone Martin. I swear to God, I can't even think. I don't know what the hell we were talking about. Oh, Travis Walton. Travis Walton, that's what it was. Oh, God. Cooper, stop it now. Hang on. Just ignore the dog. We've got Deni on. I hadn't even noticed that she was in the chat at the back.
Hi, hello.
Hello. I'm sorry about the dog. He suddenly started every time you come into the room.
Cooper, you need to sort yourself out, friends. Sort your shit out, mate. Come on. Don't go waking Porky up.
Well, he needs to be woke up shortly anyway. He's going to be going to work. How are you, my lovely?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, thanks, mate. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm just trying to find a photograph of Mrs. Portland.
Oh my gosh, don't. Oh my God.
Have you seen the photo that's up on the screen there? Ivor stinking fudge wallet.
Oh, what did mine come up as badly packed kebab? Does it say anything?
Oh no, I can't. No, it's not. It's not showing up on the screen.
Kebab. I changed it. On the little avatar, it says badly packed. Badly packed. You're badly packed. I'm a badly packed. Oh, Lloyd's here. He wanted to say hello.
Hello.
Lloyd!
He'll have to go back to his box room after that.
Yeah, under the stairs.
Happy Easter, Lloyd.
Oh, happy Easter.
Why are you looking at me like I never say happy Easter?
Because you never say happy Easter. We did a big egg hunt this morning for Steffi, and boy, that was good fun. 7 o'clock this morning, running around the garden.
I've got what Simple's put there. What was that? I'm looking for my kebab.
What I put in was badly packed kebab, but all I can see on my tiny avatar down the bottom, it just says badly pack. That's it.
Right, I've got to try and do this now without showing anything. Right, bear with me, you guys, because some of you I know.
What? I'm gonna do the picture. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna try this picture. Let me see if it'll do it. Hang on. Oh Jesus God.
Oh, hi to everyone in chat, by the way. I hope everyone's doing well, and happy Easter to everyone. Happy, I don't know what the actual biblical day. It's not Passover, is it today? Forgive me for not knowing, but happy.
I don't know. I thought it was something to do like a Passover or something, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's the day of risen. It's like when he rises from the cave and whatnot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's Christian, isn't it? But I think the Passover is the Jewish one, but I don't know if that's now.
I did a bit of a United Colours of Benetton type religion.
What's this here? Buckle up, chat. We're going in. Oh, what's happening? What's happening? What have I missed?
Oh, hang on. I need to get onto the chat. Oh my God, what am I doing? The flangeless wonder from down under.
Well, I can't get that photograph of Mrs. Portland up. I just wanted to. It's when I saw that Ivor stinking fudge wallet. I saw that picture and I'm like, oh my God, looks like Mrs. Portland.
Mrs. Portland. Sorry, Mrs. Portland. That is one woman that I wouldn't want to get directly embroiled with. I've got to blow my nose, guys. Sorry, one sec.
It's okay. Free yourself of snuff. Flangeless Wonder from Down Under, upcoming Portland shots. Well, I can't actually get it onto my screen. I'm not clever like bedtimers where you can share things. And I've got a dog jumping all over me. So I was like, oh, for Christ's sake. No idea who that is. Simples, let me put it this way. If your face looked like that, you'd shave your ass and learn to walk upside down. That's all I'm going to say.
I've never heard that. That's good.
Haven't you?
That one, no. But I mean, I used to work with people like her, and this is no disrespect, but that's how I see it. I just think, how can people like entertain a conversation, and because her cognitive level clearly isn't like our age mentality, isn't it?
No, no,
you know what I mean?
no.
It all seems a bit.
Yeah, she's not. Yeah, she's not. Let's say the sharpest knife in the drawer.
Right,
but I think people have they've played on that, haven't they? Because she's easily riled, very angry person. What from what I've seen, a very angry person. But whatever, as long as she stays away, I do not care.
Well, no, this is it. But yeah, that's. I mean, I won't say wrong turn because that would be bang out of order, wouldn't it? But that's sort of what I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Very tactful there, Den.
I'm so sorry. And you don't delete your lives, do you? I'm forever going to be immortalised as a bitch.
I don't
I kind of am anyway, so.
On. The Flangeless Wonder has just said she's a very sad little creator creature here on YouTube with major mental health issues. Yeah, there's something not quite right. Although she does look like she has got teeth recently. And I don't know where from.
I bet she had them the whole time. She just never likes wearing them.
Oh, maybe, but yeah, it just looked. I saw a video and I went, when you kind of look at someone, you go, ah! And then. Well, what I thought I'd do, I don't know what you think, till we're, obviously we're going to chat shizzle and do all sorts of stuff, but I've got a load of unsolved like murders and disappearances and strange stories that I thought every so often I can throw one in. We can have a bit of a discuss, see what you think. What do you reckon?
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds very good, mate. How was the wedding? Sorry if I've missed you already filling everyone in.
It was beautiful. It was. I am biased because she's my favourite niece out of all my nieces and nephews, and I've got a lot of nieces and nephews. But yeah, it was at the hall itself dates back to the 1100s. And that's where it was. Oh God, it was just beautiful. And I think there were probably about 100 of us all together. So it wasn't too big a wedding. It was just enough. It was just enough, but it was lovely. It was so nice. The meal was beautiful. Very attentive staff there as well, because it was quite an it was formal, but it was I don't even know how to describe it. I'll just say I've been to some very posh weddings. This was up there. It was lovely.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's good. Well, congratulations to them. Have they gone off for a honeymoon or are they having like a staycation?
They're going to have a honeymoon later on because they should have been married 2 years ago. This is third time lucky. So the first one was 15th of April 2020. They called lockdown 2 weeks beforehand, so they missed that. Then it was rescheduled for last year, and then they called lockdown again over the April, so they couldn't have it. So this was third time lucky. So last year, they just thought, fuck it, we'll buy another house. So because they've got kiddies now as well, so they upsized and basically spent all what they had been saving to go on a very lush honeymoon went towards the house. So what they've done this time is, we know it's not what people would normally do, but rather than you buying us something that we might already have, if you want to give us a little donation towards our honeymoon, that would be appreciated. But if you don't want to give anything, it's absolutely fine. So that's what we've all been doing, is just tipping up a bit for the honeymoon.
Nice. Yeah, so then they can sort of plan for that later on. Oh, bloody COVID, and the fuckery of it all, but they got there in the end.
Yeah, it was lovely. I mean, did you hear me when I said about her little boy? He's only like 2 and a bit, and he was a little page boy, so he walked up because her dad died a couple of years ago, Daniel. He took his, I don't know if you were on here at the time, he took his own life. Very sad.
Oh, sorry.
So I was wondering who was going to walk her down the aisle. And I'd said to my sister initially what's going. Anyway, that was sorted out, and all my sister had said was little Rube, a little boy, is going to be a page boy walking in front of her as she's coming in. And he had this little sign holding it. It was gorgeous. He was there in his little suit with his blonde hair. And as he walked in, the little sign, and it said, "Daddy, it's time you gave Mummy our last name."
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
sweet. That's actually heart melting. How lovely.
Yeah, so I've got tears running down my face.
Oh.
And then Thomas, the now husband, he's bawling. It was, and yeah, it was just lovely, because the thing is, he's got quite a rare, or he has had quite a rare form of bone cancer. He's
What,
only
no,
the husband now. So it's, and I think he was, because he's an identical twin, and it's weird because his identical twin hasn't got it, but he has.
Wow.
So he's like had operations. You would never know to look at him. He's like a big beefy, trendy guy, very, very, very handsome guy. And yeah, you would never know he's had all these trials to go through from being quite a young man, actually. I think in his late teens, he's had loads of operations. So I think it was just, the emotion, really, the fact that they'd had to put the wedding off twice already, and then doing the vows and seeing this and finally getting there, and, because he's cancer clear now. Yeah, and I think the emotions just got the whole, there wasn't a dry eye.
Oh, that sounds so sweet. The sun was shining, everything. I thought of you all yesterday when the sun was out. I hope it's as sunny where you are as what it was here.
Yeah, it was absolutely beautiful. Oh, sorry. Hiya, Firefly. Dancing
that's
Firefly.
That's my Shez. Hey, Shez. How are you? Shez is
another.
I did hear you say earlier about hardworking women, and I'd have to put Shez in there as well. She's a grafter, bless her. But Cheryl, hello, I've missed you because I don't go online as much in the American group, so I don't get to see Cheryl as much. Bless you.
She maybe doesn't realise that you're up.
That's Firefly. No, we just don't cross paths. But where people don't go live like they used to in the group we used to be, and that's all. But I invited her over here a while back. But it's great to see you, Shez. Sorry to take over.
There you go. She's seeking out. Yeah, I think because your name's not up on screen, I was like, I wonder if she realised it's you. But yes, she has. You've got a tears and kisses.
Shez would know my dulcet tones anywhere. she could be a mile away, and she'd be like, "That's Tiz."
Ivor's thirsty flan. God, these names. So many things cancelled over the lockdown holidays. Concerts terrible. Hopefully, we're getting back to some sort of normality now. Julia has said, so sweet. Glad they had a great day. Thank you, Julia. Snickerdoodle. Oh, we've got a snickerdoodle. I don't know who snickerdoodle is. We're going to have to guess you. That's beautiful and romantical. It is. It is. Did you have a honeymoon, Den?
No, we didn't. No. Do you know, I would have gone for a far quieter wedding because I get really embarrassed that I just.
Oh, did you have a big?
Well, I would quite happily ran and just done it quietly, but then my sisters offered to help. So obviously you don't, they really wanted to do something. So one of them ended up, sorting the cars out a bit, and it just got a tiny bit bigger than what I'd have liked. Because but it was still, we just went local. I had a quiet, just a few intimate people there at the service, then the dinner, and then we sort of just had open house in the afternoon, which was plenty for me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I've never been one for the great big show. And the other thing as well was I was really shocked. And I said to my auntie, I was sitting with her and my uncle, and I said, is it me that I'm looking like I'm getting a bit older? The fact that all these, it was like my niece's old school friends and what have you, so they're all like really young. They're wearing like, they're coming up to weddings in stuff that I would have worn to a nightclub.
No way.
That I would wear to a nightclub, they looked beautiful, But yeah, they were like, yeah, you know, they all had the fascinators on and everything was matching. Everything obviously was very expensive, but there were frocks and things that I would have worn in a nightclub that I would still wear in a nightclub. So we were laughing about that. But I'll tell you what I did find out, and I don't know if anybody else has heard about this, but when I was sitting with my sister, I said, oh, do you know, all the bridesmaids, they look lovely, because she had quite a few bridesmaids. And my sister said, you know, all of these here, she said, they've all been going to Turkey, having cosmetic surgery done. She said, they've all had boob jobs done. They've all had suction. These are girls who haven't even hit 30 yet, Demi.
Oh my God. Do you know how liposuction? Now, I might be a bit naive and silly here, but you hear it, but I didn't really click into what the process is. But that's some painful shit, isn't it? Because they stick rods in your fucking flesh, mate, don't they? And they're digging it all round.
It's a good old rummage, isn't it?
I just thought I'll stick to the gym. No issues. Literally no issues.
Well, that's it. You know, when you're in your even into your 40s, going up to 50, your skin has still got an element of elasticity in it.
Of course.
You know, yourself. So exercise. Why are girls in the 20s going? Yeah, boob jobs. I can understand. You know, because not everybody's happy with. You know, they want a bigger boob.
Yeah.
That is fine. But it's not just that. They've had boob jobs. They've had the liposuction, tummy tucks, bum lifts, and get this, fanny tucks. Young girls,
Jesus,
they've been having these fanny tucks, and I'm like, well, they've either got bloody fannies like windsocks.
I was just thinking, what is there to tuck?
There's nothing, because you know there was only 2 of these girls have actually had kids.
No, I can understand that. That's if I've had cesareans. I'm pretty thankful for that. It ended up going that way. But yeah, for a lady that's had to push, I can fully understand them wanting to fix up after that.
Yeah,
because it can go bad, can't it? But otherwise, Jesus.
I couldn't believe it. And my sister's saying that, she said, you want to see the scars? She said, they're all scarred under them clothes. She said, they look lovely. One girl had been a size 18. She's now a size 10. I said, yeah, but that's everything that she could have done with exercise. She's in her damn 20s. You know, she's not in her 50s or her 60s that hasn't got the energy, or her skin's not going to snap back. And
this is what they're all grown up with. And honestly, I would be worried if I had daughters right now. I'd be scared for them. I can't contemplate growing up with what they're all growing up with at the minute.
Yeah, well, you know, like we grew up, it was, you know, the worst thing you had to worry about was your roots showing through, wasn't it?
Not even that. The childhood I had, I think it was just so far away. It was all bikes and people out on the estate and the kids just playing games and shit like that. It was a proper childhood. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. None of this. Obviously, we didn't have phones, did we? I'm making myself sound really, but we didn't know. The only mobile you had back then was a massive brick. You know, that fucking Don Jolly. Hello. I'm on the phone.
It's not just that though. I'm thinking, like, who's got at that age? Well, they obviously have, but I was thinking, you know, they're getting these $8,000. This is it. It's an $8,000 package deal.
I know. I've looked shit like this up. Yeah, and going to Turkey, so you've got all your flights and accommodation on top of that.
Yeah, they go to Turkey. They get these $8,000 deals. It's like I said, it's the liposuction, the tummy tuck, the boob job, and the fanny lift, or whatever it is that they do to it. And I'm saying, well, who the hell has got that money? But then my auntie was saying, well, she said, but don't forget, she said, look how much it is just to get into a nightclub now. And she was saying, you know, she said, when we used to go, she said it was a couple of pounds on a Saturday night to get into a nightclub. And I'm thinking, it wasn't that expensive. You know, when I was the same age as it, which isn't that long ago, same age as these.
Yeah, I suppose about a tenner. I wouldn't know what it is now.
That's it, a tenner. But to go in the same clubs that we were going into to get in for like a tenner or a $5 on a Thursday night because they want, or you get in free ladies on a Wednesday because it was just full of fellas. They wanted the women in. But £10 on a Saturday night, it's 30 or 40 quid to get in there. The same shitty dive. Shit. So the fuck? I'm just glad I'm not going out razzling, dazzling, and clubbing these days because I just wouldn't be able to afford it and have
No,
a house.
I'm
Bills.
just actually thinking at what a night out would be now, comparing what I would spend back then. I was just thinking, what's the fucking difference now? But you're probably looking 150 quid per person with drinks, aren't you? Sorry, I
Yeah.
sound really old, don't I?
No,
Do
but
your
it is.
budgets. That's a lot. I mean, that's what I'd spend on a family day out, and I would consider that money well spent. But that's a whole day.
Yeah.
Out.
I think the last time I went on a night out with the girls into town, so not the other week when we went for a meal, but we actually went down into town and we said, right, we're going to have a sesh. And I hadn't been for ages because I just couldn't be arsed with it. And living where I was living in the village, trying to get a taxi out of town up to there and whatever. So half the time I'd stay local and there were local prices. We went into town and I wasn't being a pisshead because I'm not a drinker. So I was having Virgin cocktails. We had a little nibble to eat. It wasn't a meal. It was like a Subway and what have you. We got a tray of chips coming home, got a taxi. I don't think there was much change out of 150 quid that night.
Jesus.
I was just like, yeah, I can't afford this.
That's a treat. I'd be like, yeah, that's a once a month treat. If that even once a month, that's a lot, isn't it, for a night?
Yeah,
a few hours.
I couldn't. No, and so it did make me think, back to way back in the day, and probably, most people who are in here at the moment will be the same. Especially if you were a bit naughty, like I was in my teens and my very early 20s, I would be out on the lash Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We'd then go to the local. There used to be like a disco in the local pub on a Sunday, so we'd go in there to get over the 3-day hangover we were suffering from. And I know we were hit hard. I couldn't do that now. Couldn't do that at all. But I mean, I think they were all cutting loose there yesterday at the wedding because they were all, because obviously the alcohol was included. You see, free bar, so they were throwing it down. So yeah, there were girls falling off the high heels, and I'm like,
oh
no,
no,
you don't want to see that bum lift.
But it's a different world, isn't it? And I guess going to a wedding, you've really got to see a glimpse. That's interesting, isn't it? Just a different generation.
Yeah.
But I feel for them poor girls having to have. Well, it's obviously body dysmorphia they've got, isn't it?
Yeah, it's late. I mean, yeah, I am going to sound like an old fuddy-duddy, but to me, it's just like lack of discipline and being lazy. They've not done anything. They have wasted all that money because they want instant results or virtually instant results rather than just spending 6 months down the gym.
Yeah,
for
drinking a ton of water a day, which helps your skin no end, doesn't it?
Of course it does. It's all the elastic.
Sorry to cut you off, like Katie Price. Have you seen her lately? Fuck, she looks
a
mess.
Does she?
Oh, mate, look her up. If you're bored and get a minute, look her up. But look her up like she does the old filters, which we all do. But I mean, she heavily filters, right?
Right.
And she's only 43, which is no age, is it? Oh, she just looks like dog shit. Where she's had the last facelift she had, she sort of wanted like cat eyes. You'd have to see the picture. She does not look like she did. She was attractive, wasn't she? Even go back 7 years, she was attractive, I thought. But now it's absolutely disgusting. And at 43, she should just be starting to get, the early signs of the aging issue, shouldn't she? At 43.
Yeah, I mean, and some people don't, but she's absolutely she's hammered the sunbeds and the beach holidays and whatever.
Fillers, but she's probably had like 4 facelifts. I think that she said to her, "You've got no skin left to stretch. There's nothing left to, if we cut, you could have like a big fucking chunk of muscle showing."
Well, that's what happened with her tit, wasn't it? Do you remember when she was on Big Brother? And she'd had that many surgeries, because she kept going bigger and bigger, didn't she? And then she decided she wanted the bust reduction. Her skin on her tit was tearing. It actually tore open.
Had them done, but yeah, I was thirsty flash. Why do I feel like that might be green eyes? Oh no, someone said about Down Under, didn't they? But,
yeah,
she was. I think she was really pretty. I mean, she was very attractive, I think, Katie Price, way before, but...
Do you know who I think is really, and people may or may not disagree with me, but I was watching an advert before for a film, Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman, that's... Yeah. She played... Yeah, obviously, Natalie Portman, she's beautiful, yeah. Yeah, that's like illegally beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it was for that, because she plays Jackie Onassis, doesn't she? Jackie Kennedy, I should say,
Yeah,
in the
I
film.
haven't seen that film, but she's a good actress as well.
Yeah, I liked her in that, the other Berlin Girl. I don't know if you watched that or not, with Scarlett Johansson.
I love the other Berlin Girl, very good. Great film.
Yeah, because it's got Eric Bana in it as well. Bit of eye candy for the girls.
Yeah, that's not too bad at all. That was, yeah. But obviously you see more tits. I don't think actually you see any tits in that, to be fair. So that's a bit weird. I was thinking, do you get to see an equal proportion of males and female? But
Yeah, you know what I really enjoyed, obviously for the viewage. Did you watch when Spartacus the series was on?
no.
Oh, may I just point out to anybody who didn't watch it, including your fine self, if you can find somewhere that is, I think it was Stars Play did it. There are 3 series of it. I think you've got Spartacus Blood and Sand, Spartacus Gods of the Arena. I think there is then, actually there might be 4 series of it. There's War of the Damned and there's another one. And I'm kidding you not, it's absolutely brilliant, but it is brutal and rude. John Hannah, naughty. Xena Warrior Princess, naughty. There's merkins everywhere. There's dicks everywhere. Yes, but I've got to say, Manu Bennett is one of my... I've got a proper girl crush on Manu Bennett. I think he's so handsome. You see a lot of his doodah.
So is that him? Because some people wear a prosthetic, don't they? Is that all him?
No, it's him. It's all him. It's all him. So my little, the thumbnail for this, like, can I have a crumb of dick? That's a special shout out to Manu Bennett. If you're watching, Manu, just for you, can I have a crumb of dick?
Kiss has seen your mate and she's lacking.
Well, I couldn't tell though if it had a roll neck on or not. I wasn't sure.
Oh my god! Wow! Fucking hell! I've never heard that phrase, but I immediately knew exactly what you meant.
A turtleneck.
Yeah, a wizard sleeve.
Simple as put the vomit emoji up. Oh my goodness.
Disgusting.
Oh, I loved that.
I liked a meme the other day on Facebook that said, like, it said, I can't believe that because of some Scottish kid not flushing her poo, I will never say disgusting the same way ever again. But apparently she used to have people shouting at her in Scotland. They'd just be like, wherever she went, people would be like, disgusting. She's a walking fucking meme. It's hilarious.
I was going to say, yeah, but if you watch it, have you all seen that, by the way? Just want to check because it's one of the funniest little, it's only it's not even a minute long, isn't it, Deni? But you might want to do it while you're sitting there and watch it. If you watch it again, so what happens is there's 2 young girls sitting watching they're going to record themselves singing a song, and just as they start to sing, the mum comes in behind him asking him which of them's flushed the toilet after having a shit. Sorry, mate. Sorry. Yeah, the mum. who's not flushed the toilet after they've had a shit? Disgusting. So she's giving it all this. Now, what I want you to look at, Deni, and I really need you to go and view it now, is why just before the mum comes in through the door as they're starting to sing, the youngest of the 2 sisters, the one on the right-hand side, look at her face. She's panting like
it was her. It was her that left the shit because she goes, does someone not know how to flush a toilet after they've had a shit? And the girl goes, it wasn't me. It's fucking funny, yes.
Right. Well, Julie said she's seen it as well. Right. What you all need to do is watch it again, because as you're watching it, the youngest of the daughters, the one on the right-hand side as you're looking at the screen, look at her face and her mouth. She's panting. She looks like a pug that's been locked in a hot car on a hot day. Just watch it. Something's not right with that child. Can you see it?
I'm watching it now, yeah. I won't play it because I don't want to get you copy struck or anything.
Oh, I don't give a shit. I don't care. Simples is off to find it. Yeah, that child looks like a dog that's been, I think, a pug.
And don't forget all the trouble we got into. Why does somebody not know how to flush the toilet after they've had a shit? What do you mean? Well, it was fucking one of yes.
Disgusting. Oh, yeah.
And the little girl, she's just lucky her mum didn't directly call her out, but she knew. We all know it was you.
But she's hyperventilating and panting. Well, can you share the link for that in the chat, Deni?
I can go. Hang on, let me jump in on my shit. Hang on.
Please. Honestly, everybody just watch that the youngest one on the right, though. She's so funny. Something wrong with that kid, isn't there?
It's just, why don't kids flush the shit down the toilet? I get this as well. Obviously, how can I have a go at them in the house? I end up going disgusting like that, and everyone laughs because it's just so funny. But yeah, why don't kids flush their shit down the toilet? I need to know. We need a national survey.
My look at Simples. Disgusting. A shot. A shot.
It was fucking one of yes. Disgusting.
It's one of my favourite. I can't make my mind up which is I like more, that one or the little boy, you know, the monkey in the car. And he's going,
oh, yeah.
What's that? She goes, monkey on the car. And then he looks and he goes, fuck off.
Yes. What do we say to the monkey? He goes, fuck off.
Fuck off. Excuse me. You were off again. Yes.
I'm just trying to put the link into the chat. Un moment.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart.
Right, there you go, guys. That's a short. There are longer ones, but that clip I've just posted gets all the essential information out. It's fucking one.
Yeah.
Sorry. Even my son knows. He walks in and he's just getting a drink. Are you not having a milkshake? No one. Right. What? There's Crusher. There's.
Yeah. No. Yeah, it has a weird taste though.
Oh, okay. More for me.
Well, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to bring us down a little bit, and then we can go straight back on. I'm going to every so often I'm going to throw one of these weird and wonderfuls in. Oh, Simples. I'll be thinking of this and laughing next time I'm doing one. What when you're doing a poo?
Do a shit. Don't leave your shit in the toilet.
Oh, Judy said there's one with a goat where a child swears a lot. I thought I said wears then. God, I couldn't see properly. Right. Well, so we're going to interrupt the jolliment with one of these unsolved murders, because I know that Danny was looking forward to hearing some of these, and I know we like having a bit of a discussion every so often. It's a very quick one, but I've got loads of them. So, right. These were called the Hinterkaifeck murders. And on the evening of March the 31st in 1922, so we're talking it's 100 years ago, on Hinterkaifeck Farm in Bavaria, Germany, 6 people were murdered with a pickaxe. Now, the victims were, they included a husband and wife, who were Andreas and Casilia Gruber, the widowed daughter, Victoria Gabrielle, Victoria's children, Casilia and Joseph, and the family's maid, who was called Maria Baumgartner. Okay. Now, 2-year-old Joseph was killed in his crib, and Maria No, yeah, but it's worse. Maria the maid was killed in her bed, and the rest of the family was then murdered in the barn and stacked on top of each other.
Fuck.
Now, upon the discovery, authorities concluded that the murderer actually lived on the farm for 6 days after he or she had committed these murders.
Oh my
Even
God.
after the family had died, and this is how they found out, the cattle were still being fed, meals were being eaten in the kitchen, neighbours reported that they had seen smoke coming from the chimney, and the family's dog was tied up to a post when the mailman came on Saturday, and the bodies were discovered the next day. And what makes the crime even more chilling was that Maria the maid was actually hired the same day that she was killed. She replaced the previous maid who had quit 6 months earlier due to the house being haunted, and that was in inverted commas. She'd reported to the family that she was hearing footsteps in the attic and voices. Around the time the previous maid had quit, the Gruber family had also begun to hear voices in the attic. And Andreas, the father, had noticed a set of house keys had gone missing. An unfamiliar newspaper was in the house that he'd never seen before, and it wasn't one that he read, plus scratches on the family's tool shed like someone had tried to pick the lock. He also reported seeing a pair of unfamiliar footsteps leading from the woods towards the back entrance of the family home. And despite repeated arrests, no murderer has ever been found. The files were closed in 1955 and then the house was demolished. What do you think of that one?
Jeez, well, I tell you, I love a good ghost story. I really do. I love all things spooky and a bit woo. But that sounds to me like somebody was living in their attic.
Yes,
One of
that's
those
what I was
modern,
thinking.
yeah, modern day. And that's still fucking scary. Don't get me wrong. People would be forgiven for thinking that was, you know, the beginnings of a freaking haunting. You'd think you was going mad otherwise. But yeah, some fucker was up there, some madman, and they've come down during the night. And
Yeah.
And that, do you know, that reminds me of that, you know, Villisca. You must have heard of Villisca.
It's ringing her. Cough it up loud.
Cough it up live. He might have his earphones on. Goes completely deaf. I'm coughing now as well. But yeah, that's the Axe House murders. That was about 100 years ago. And the whole family plus 2 kid friends that were sleeping over all woke up and had been done. They'd been done to death with an axe.
Done to death. I love that phrase.
Yeah. But it's
Oh,
not,
yeah,
I'm not laughing at them getting killed, obviously. But yeah, it was a big mystery. No one ever knew who did it, how they got in or anything like that. But
well, it's like there's another one that, I mean, people in America will have heard of this. I'll be pretty sure that Dani will have heard of this one, especially because she likes the mysteries, doesn't she?
yeah, how
Have you
lucky is Dani living in Salem? It's got to be one of the
Oh,
coolest
no.
places, hasn't it?
No, I would. Oh God, I would love that. Have you heard of the Sodder children?
The Sodder.
Yeah.
No, I've not heard of that.
Right. Well, listen to that. And again, like I said, these are just nice short stories, but they're all true. The night before Christmas in 1945 in Fayetteville, West Virginia, George and Jenny Sodder were asleep with 9 of their children when a fire started in the house at around 1 a.m. George, Jenny, and 4 of their children managed to escape. The remaining children, who were 14-year-old Maurice, 12-year-old Martha, 9-year-old Louise, 8-year-old Jenny, and 5-year-old Betty, remained in the house. Between the 5 of them, they shared 2 bedrooms, which were located upstairs. Now, George broke back into the house to try to save the children, but the staircase was on fire. When he went outside to retrieve his ladder, it was missing from its normal spot. Plus, both of his coal trucks, which he was going to use to stand on top of, were strangely not starting. Now, Marion, one of the children who had escaped the fire, ran to a neighbour's house, phoned the fire department, but the operator didn't pick up. When another neighbour called, the operator failed to pick the phone up again. So the same neighbour actually drove to town, found the fire chief in person and told him about the fire. But Even though the fire station was only 2.5 miles away from the house, the firefighters didn't reach the Sodder home until 8 a.m., which was 7 hours after the
Fucking
fire had
hell.
started.
What
Yeah,
good
so when they
stuff?
got there, well, exactly. But by the time they got there, the house was literally burnt to ash. Now,
Yeah.
you're right, it was very tragic. However, when authorities sifted through the ash to try and find the remains of the missing 5 children, they didn't find anything. Now, Morris suggested that the fire was so hot that it literally cremated the children's bodies, including the bones. Now, while that theory sounds reasonable, it's not entirely accurate because even when flesh is burned away, bones are typically left
That's
behind.
right. Yeah, they take quite. They last. Go on.
Yeah, and also they were saying that this was quite noticeable. There was no smell of burning flesh reported during or after the fire, and apparently that's one of the things that will linger in a house fire, where there's been a fatality. Now, the cause of death was deemed to be bad wiring, and the 5 missing children were issued with death certificates, even though there were no bodies. But soon after the fire, George and Jenny began to suspect that their children were not dead and instead had been kidnapped, and that the fire had deliberately been set as a diversion. And in fact, George had had the wiring checked earlier that fall by the power company and had deemed the wiring safe and in working order. And while the fire was in progress, a woman came forward and said that she'd seen all 5 of the missing children peering from a passing car. Another woman who was staying at a Charleston hotel had seen the children's photos in the newspaper and said she'd seen 4 of the 5 children a week after the fire. The children were accompanied by 2 women and 2 men, all looking of Italian extraction. Now, from the 1950s until Jenny Sodder's death in the late 1980s, the Sodder family maintained a billboard on State Route 16 with pictures of the 5 English children, offering a reward for information. And the last known surviving Sodder child, Sylvia, still doesn't believe that her siblings perished in the fire. To this day, they have never been found.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Weird.
Now, can I leave you for 1 second to ponder on that? Because I'm just going to, I can hear Leporky Choppy moving around and I want to make sure he gets peace. I shall be 1 second. I hand the chat over to Deni.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I need some elevator music. Hold on, let me find some elevator music. But, yeah. I don't know why when it pauses for a minute, I hear other people doing it on lives, and I always think, you bloody idiot, just get it together and, stop worrying. And here I am, getting a bit panicked. Hold on, I'm looking at... I'm just making another cup of tea, so... I fucking adverts. Really?
Are we having a musical interlude, everybody?
Are you back? Sorry, I just put some elevator music on.
It was a bit jizzy jazzy.
I just literally was like, elevator music, quick. Play.
Bye.
Bye, Porky. Don't work too hard.
Don't work too hard.
Be a model employee, okay? I've got to blow my nose again. Sorry, guys. Oh, great. Sorry.
Say hello to everybody.
Hello to everybody. How are you?
Yo, Porky. How's it going?
Been better about 6 o'clock in the morning when I'm half
Yeah,
cut.
I know. It's just the worst time, that little bit before you get into work, isn't it?
Hey, that's enough. You weren't invited into this conversation,
Right.
night all.
Bye,
Take
babes.
care, Porky. Bye.
See you later. Right, I'll go back in the chat. Let's have a little look. Julie says that sounds like they were stolen. Yeah, it makes you wonder, those kids, you know, if it was like a stealing to order.
Yeah, that's right.
Two men, or could it have been, I don't know, like a trafficking thing, maybe? I don't know.
You never know what people are into, though, do you? I mean, you get the release sort of information, but you never know what ties that family had. But yeah, if the kids were robbed, that's quite elaborate to burn the house down and then rob the kids. If they wanted to rob the kids solely, they would have just probably done that.
Yeah,
so it's probably some issue, and they thought, well, fuck it, we'll sell the kids as well. Which I'm kind of glad they didn't hurt them, so didn't leave them to burn or whatever. But then, yeah.
Yeah, because do you know what it reminded me of when I was reading that? The Philpotts, them nut jobs.
Right. Yeah. Oh, they're a right couple of scummy bastards, aren't they?
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, hi, Sid. Sid's in the house. He's put floor 6 ladies' lingerie.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Sid, because I put the elevator music on.
The elevator music.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Now,
I didn't even offer you a cup of tea. Did you want a drink, Jaks? Do you want tea, coffee?
Do you know what? I'm all right here, sweetie. I've got a cold brew because I'm used to drinking cold tea. You know, when you're working in an office, as most of you know, when you're busy, you make yourself a brew, something happens, the phone rings, you get talking, your cup of tea's gone cold, and you're that thirsty, you're like, you know what, I'll just drink it out of a sweaty clog. So I've got used to drinking cold tea. It makes Porky heave. He's like, that's cold.
Yeah, well, I forget where I've left my tea sometimes. I'll come back. I don't mind either. I just think, well, it's fucking wet, so let's just bang it back. So I drink the last glugs of my tea, but I forget I've had my oat biscuits in the morning, so I get that little flurry of oats. I'm like, what the fuck is that shit? And then I'm like, oh no, it's the oats. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, Flanders Wanderers said, I'm one of the ones that believe the children were kidnapped.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. The kids were taken because there'd be something left up there. That wasn't a fire, was it? Come on. So yeah, there'd definitely be something left.
Now, let's have a look. I've got a few more of these. Well, in fact, I've got tons of them. I mean, do you still want to go through a few of them, or what do you think, guys?
Yeah,
bit of chiseling and go through little bits and pieces, or weird and wonderfuls, or aliens, or whatever. I mean, I don't mind at all, whatsoever. Are you working tomorrow, Dan?
No, I'm not back in until what day? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Oh yeah, I'm back in on Tuesday as well. I'm losing track of the days. I was convinced yesterday was Sunday.
Because it's been the longer weekend, hasn't it? But I, before we did this live, obviously I knew we were doing the live, so I did my workout like much earlier, which is all fine. Then, like 4 or 5 o'clock, I thought I'll run up and make the beds, and I fucking fell asleep. That's why I was late. It wasn't even the house. I'd just woken up at 8. I was all like thinking, shit, where am I? What have I done? You know, I made that fatal mistake of laying down for a minute and like 9 years passed. I was like, shit. I come trotting downstairs. Like, sorry, everyone. Mummy's back.
No, I think Sid thinks Ivor's thirsty flange might be bedtime clown.
Well, bedtime was in briefly, wasn't he? Or could he have changed since?
He could have changed it. So I don't know who, because we've got, hang on a minute, who've we got now? So we've got Ivor's thirsty flange. We've got the flange from down under. We've got Ivor's stinking fudge wallet.
That's good. That's my favourite, I think.
Then we've got what there's another one we've got as well in there. Snickerdoodle. We've got Snickerdoodle. I don't know who Snickerdoodle is. I can't think. So yeah. So yes, it could very well be bedtime clown. I haven't got a clue, Sid. I haven't got a Scooby. Oh no, there's bedtime. It's not bedtime. He's still there.
But that's pretty
I don't
cool. Ivor's Thirsty Flames, your son working in a cemetery. Do you know that job really appeals to me? Although only in a me saying it now sense, it's not something I would pursue ever. But the idea of working like, do you know what I mean? Like in a funeral business or something, it's something quite appealing and macabre about it. But I'd be respectful. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying it as in I would be very respectful and appropriate, but I would never fucking do it. But no, look, there's
No.
my time. But do you know what I mean? The idea of it sounds maybe like, I don't know. I was going to say maybe I'm romanticising it, but how could you? It's a fucking funeral parlour.
No, I'm too fricky. I just couldn't be. No, I don't want to be around death. No.
And this is why in reality I wouldn't, because obviously, yeah, it's just too fucking like draining. But
yeah, and it's my imagination as well. Over imagination, I would be imagining corpses damn moving, and
because they do, don't they? Some of them, you know, that last like there can make them move. Yeah. Fuck that.
Can you imagine if that happened to you? And you know, because I mean, I know people make jokes, don't they, about corpses sometimes, and they'll do a burp or a fart. The farting, it's more likely, isn't it? And I'd be running. I'd be running. It didn't matter if they owed me a month's salary. I'd be running, and I wouldn't stop running till I got home, and I would not be going back, no matter how
I
you
would,
try to.
I would probably run to the back of the room, then look back, because if it was a zombie apocalypse, I would need to know. I would need to have that information to go forth and prepare.
Yeah, but if you're at the back of the room, how are you going to get out? If it gets up,
I meant the back of the room by the door, wherever the exit is. I'd have one foot in the exit, and I would have to look back. And if indeed that thing was climbing out of its coffin, yeah, I'd be fucking away. Away. Yeah.
You see, I had. Did you watch 28 Days Later?
Yeah, I love those films. You got 28 days and then 28 weeks, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, the 28 days. Do you remember the bits fairly near the beginning? And when he goes, the three of them go back to his house, and they find his mum and dad dead in the bed upstairs.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
And he gets up. Oh my God! He gets up in the night, and he's obviously having a flashback, isn't he? Remembering his mum in the kitchen, and the next minute, one of them things comes bursting through the lounge, right?
Yeah.
I remember watching that, right? We'd got surround sound put into the farmhouse. We'd spent a lot of money getting a guy to come out. You know, they measure it and they angle all the speakers, and we've got these Bose speakers. It cost us a bloody fortune. And we thought, we're going to watch a couple of good films with the full surround sound. So we'd watch Pearl Harbor first, which was, I cannot tell you, if you've never watched that with surround sound, you have to.
Yeah.
And then we put 28 Days Later on. When that bloody zombie came crashing through the window,
I bet you fucking shit your pants, didn't you? I can picture you.
Yes, I did. I actually did. A little pump that had lumps in it.
Did you say, I'll just bin these knickers?
Yeah, but it's not just that. I kind of screamed. I did a little pump. Like I said, there was a couple of lumps in the
pump. That's what my sister used to call it.
a little pump. And I then burst into tears because I was that scared. How pathetic.
That film did you dirty, mate. That is fucking... You crying like, why did I get that scared? That's not fair.
I know, but I think it was just the shock and the sound, because it sounded like it was coming through the fucking wall behind me. That's how bad it was with the speakers. Oh, God, it frightened the life out of me. Oh, God, look at this. Ivor's Thirsty Flanger said, brother-in-law worked at the same cemetery, brought makeup they used for the bodies home. Tonight, asked her, did she want it? My mum was horrified.
Oh my God.
Your mum.
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, is there even a brand of makeup that anyone would be like, okay, I'll grab it, even if it's been used on the dead?
You see, do you know what I wondered if it was like? Because I remember watching a program, and it was with the drag queens.
Yeah.
and they use a different kind of makeup, like very thick stuff, isn't it? You know, so obviously I had the 5 o'clock shadow and whatnot. And I wondered, was that similar to what? I know this is awful. I'm really sorry if there's any drag queens watching, if I'm offending you. But I wondered if it was a similar makeup to one that they use on corpses. You know, because it's that. I know
Yeah,
mean it like that, but you know what I mean? The thick stuff like pan stick.
I'm sure drag is just off to the left from corpse. I'm sure.
I'm really sorry. I didn't mean it in an offensive manner, but it was offensive.
That's
you
so
want it. Anyway.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna have to change the subject now because I'm gonna have like the whole of the gay community coming down.
What colour have you gone for?
Warmed up corpse.
Just dead 6 days. Doesn't suit me. Is it too warm? I'm sorry, that's awful. I'm sorry. Yeah,
no,
carry on.
Oh, good grief! Right, I think I'd better move swiftly on and maybe do another one of these cases so that I don't get into a load of shit. Yeah. Right,
moving on.
The 8 oh my God. Right, the shark arm murders. Ready for this one? In early 1935, Coogee Aquarium and Swimming Baths, which is in Sydney, Australia, were floundering. The world was in the middle of the Great Depression, and the aquarium's owner, who was called Bert Hobson, needed something to attract the customers. His spirits were lifted when he and his son caught a 14-foot, 1-ton tiger shark off the coast, and so they put it in the pool. There'd been numerous shark attacks in the area, and Hobson thought it was the perfect thing to save his business. About a week after catching the shark, and in front of crowds of families, the shark began to convulse and vomit. It spat up a rat, a bird, and then a human arm. Hobson called the police, and they fished out the arm, which had a tattoo of 2 boxers fighting, which was on the forearm. So the shark was
irony. Sorry, that's quite ironic, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, so the shark was killed, and they cut its stomach open to look for any other remains, but none were found. Poor shark. Anyway, using new fingerprint technology, they were able to identify the arm's original operator to 45-year-old Jimmy Smith, who had been missing since April the 7th of that year. Right. Early investigations led police to a Sydney businessman named Reginald William Lloyd Holmes. Now, he was a smuggler, but he also ran a successful family boat building business at Lavender Bay in New South Wales. Holmes had employed this Smith fellow several times to work insurance scams for him, including one in 1934, in which an overinsured pleasure cruiser named Pathfinder was sunk. Shortly afterwards, the pair began a partnership with Patrick Francis Brady, who was an ex-serviceman and convicted forger. With signatures from Holmes' friends and clients provided by the boat tycoon, Brady would forge checks for small amounts against their bank accounts, and then him and Smith would go and cash them. So police were later able to figure out that Smith had been blackmailing Holmes. Smith was last seen drinking and playing cards with Patrick Francis Brady at the Cecil Hotel in southern Sydney after telling his wife he was going fishing. Brady had rented a small cottage at the time that Smith went missing, and police alleged that Smith was murdered at that cottage. Port Hacking and Gunnamatta Bay was searched by the Australian Navy and the Air Force, but the rest of Smith's body was never found.
God.
Dun, dun, dun.
Fancy finding, I mean, I'm also thinking like fancy finding a shark and fucking plopping it in your pool. Is that what they did? They caught a shark and brought it home.
Yeah, let's look at that.
Just as you do, you know. Went to the beach.
I like that. Flangeless Wonder has just made a correction to that story, but no, he was last seen by a shark. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, at lunch. They went to lunch together. It was very nice.
Like, Now, have you heard of the lost colony of Roanoke?
Not Roanoke. No, it sounds like somewhere from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, well, I've seen quite a lot about this, but this was in 1587. There was English colonial governor John White led a group of people from Britain to found an English colony settling on Cooper. Hang on a minute. Stop. God, this dog is such a knob. They set a group of people from Britain to found an English colony on Roanoke Island, which is one of a chain of barrier islands, which is now known as the Outer Banks near North Carolina. When rations were running low, White left to get more supplies. When he returned 3 years later, the colony was completely abandoned, with all the houses and military constructions dismantled with care. Now, before he left the colony, he'd instructed his people that if they were taken by force, someone was to carve a cross into a nearby tree. But there was no nor any sign that they'd been brutally taken over. The only clue was the word Croatoan, the name of a Native American tribe who allied with the English colonists, and that had been carved into a post. Now, White took this to mean that the colonists had moved to Croatoan Island. Ongoing investigations have claimed that the colonists had been slaughtered by the Powhatan tribe, but there is no evidence to support this, and a recent re-examination indicates that any massacre that occurred was not of this particular group of colonists, but rather a group of colonists who'd arrived earlier. More theories involve an amalgamation between the colonists and the Croatians, of all things, but so far, no DNA evidence has identified any descendants of the colony. They basically just disappeared into thin air.
It rings a bell now, that story, but it's when you said they returned and everything had just been dismantled and that was it. There was no sign of them anywhere. But
Yeah, they just...
I think they got eaten by people. I think they became... Yeah. They were about that 6 years worth of like breakfast, lunch and dinner.
Oh, Captain's in the house. Hi, Captain.
Hey up, Beers. You all right, mate?
Now, I need to ask, why do you call Captain Beers?
Oh, I did when you first come in. I don't know if you remember, this was months back now, but I said he doesn't drink. He doesn't drink at all, as far as I'm aware. And I said we all called him Beers. His literal second name is Beers. But he did say that. I didn't want to dox him, but he did say in chat way back, his second name is just Beers. So we're all like, all right, Beers. But
okie dokie. Oh,
that makes sense.
Yeah, he just said there, Beers is his last name.
Yeah. So I won't dox his first name, obviously, but he's Captain Spaulding and he's Beers.
Yeah, it's Captain Beers.
Captain Beers, but it makes him sound like he's down the pub all the time, and he's not.
They're
Actually, do you mind if I just say quick? If no one here is going to know, but you do drink beer, but you're not like a regular beers. You're not he's not a lout. He's not a beer lout.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Beer monster.
But if anyone looks up a guy called George Stimson, he is related to the Manson case. As some of you may know, that's Danielle's part of a channel.
Yeah. Oh, the podcast.
The Manson case. But there's a guy called George Stimson. If you Google that name, Dani appears on like the thumbnail with George. So like, it's so cool. She just got randomly included on this thumbnail. Do you know what I mean? Just randomly. So just as the info on Google, you type George Stimson, comes up with his name and his info and whatnot, and then bang, you see Dani, and then it flips over to the guy, because they her and her friend Paul, they did the show where they interviewed him, I think. But how random is that? So you see Dani, she just looks so gorgeous, and then George Stimson's like pretty big in the Manson community, but he's essentially just an old wrinkly.
So there's
up, Dani,
isn't she?
Eh?
She always when she appears on camera, she's always perfectly made up. She never got her hair out.
Well, she suffers from perfectness, and she rubs it in our faces. It's not fair.
I think that's
totally not fair.
It's so Regina George. It's untrue.
I know, but I'll tell you, she's good looking anyway, but she looks so like pretty in this, in this screenshot, and then it just is over to George Simpson. So she's sort of immortalised in Google.
Oh, I'll have to have a look at that.
Yeah, you have to check it out.
Well,
sorry, mate, I've just totally overrun with my jibber jabber.
No, this is why I wanted you up. I like it because the conversation just flows. But I've got a mystery one here for you. This is a very short one, and this is from our side of the pond this time. Have any of you heard of Overtoun Bridge in Scotland?
Scotland? No.
In Scotland, okay.
I've not heard of that. No.
In Scotland, there lies a bridge called the Overtoun Bridge that seems to call dogs to jump to their deaths.
Oh yeah, I've heard about this. Yeah, man. Yeah.
True.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. Since the early 1960s, over 50 dogs have perished, and hundreds more have leapt but have survived. But the ones that have survived, some of them have actually returned for a second jump off the bridge onto the jagged rocks 50 foot below. Now, the SPCA, so that's the Scottish Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, has sent representatives to investigate, but with no luck. Now, in terms of scientific truth, it is debatable that dogs are capable of forming a suicide attempt, but something is definitely luring dogs off the bridge, often from exactly the same spot, and it always happens when the day is dry and sunny. Now, there have been many theories, including that the bridge is haunted, that a small animal is marking the area with an irresistible scent, or a sound exists below the bridge that only dogs can hear. But whatever is causing it, dog owners crossing the bridge are always advised to take extra care and keep your dogs on a lead.
Shit.
I know. And now my dad said he had somebody whose dog jumped off that bridge and died.
Oh, fuck.
I can't even bear to think about that.
Oh, don't. It makes me think Maggie fucking disappeared the other day. And I mean, same, obviously it's not a bridge. You wouldn't want to see that in front of your eyes, would you? But yeah, obviously that would just be the worst. I wouldn't even go near it. But then if people have walked there prior to it. But I remember reading this story, freaking, would I be going over the top saying 20 years ago? It's a very old story, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 1960s. They started documenting it.
Yeah, there you go. I would never go near that bridge.
What's that? 50 years, 50 plus years.
Yeah, unless there's like a mirage that only dogs can see, and it's like a mirage of a cat giving the middle finger, and they're like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, well, like Snickerdoodles just said, I wouldn't go near that bridge with my furry friends. No, I wouldn't either. I mean, not only that, one, I wouldn't want to risk my own dog, but two, I wouldn't want to risk seeing somebody else's dog jumping off. It's I've just
what gone?
I've just thought now, I'm really sorry. I'm going to bring the conversation right down to a bit depressing, but it's just, I meant to do this right at the beginning. It's something that has just jumped back into my head while we're talking about deaths, and I'm so sorry. If anybody is in Cumbria, and feel free, you can Google this and check. Beginning of, I think it's about a fortnight ago now, there was an accident up on Shap in Cumbria involving a car that hit two motorbikers, and one of the bikers died, sadly. These are both guys that I know. And the guy who survived, Jimmy, him and his wife were really good friends of mine when I used to live where I used to live. Very, very good friends of mine. So Jimmy Harrison he's been flat on his back for 2 weeks. He was quite badly injured. Dave Were was killed.
I'm really sorry. That's awful. Did you know them well?
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
Yeah. Not so much Dave Ware,
I'm so
who's
sorry.
died, but Jimmy Harrison, very good friend of mine. So I just wondered if he'd posted yesterday, apparently, to his Facebook that it was the first time it did actually manage to get him sitting up, because he's still in hospital. So I just wondered if you'd all spare a thought for Jimmy, and please, while the weather's getting, because I used to bike, till I had a quite a nasty, I came off a motorbike quite nastily and injured myself. Luckily not long term, but anyway. So it's just a little one of those little cautionary, anybody going out while the summer is coming and it's getting hot days, and bikers are bikers, and yeah, a lot of us were screwing around faster than we should be doing. However, fun being how it is, it's really hard sometimes to see motorbikes coming, and and seeing when
just take your time, everyone. It's better to be 10 minutes
look
late in
twice.
this world than 10 minutes early in the next.
Yeah, keep the sticky sound down if you're a biker, and please, if you're in a car, sunny days, just double, especially on a good stretch of straight road, double check before you pull out of side roads. I don't know the full circumstance of this, but it was very, very sad, because Jimmy and Dave were very good friends. Oh gosh, Ivor Thirsty Flange was in a bike accident once. Oh gosh.
Oh, I missed that. Sorry. Or am I?
No,
is my chat a bit? Yeah, I've got a tiny delay on my chat. That's all right.
Yeah, it's only just come up now. Oh gosh.
Bikes are. I've probably been on the back of a bike once, just as somebody said, "Oh, do you want to, experience it?" Which I did, but that's it. I hate bikes.
Yeah, I mean, mine is my own fault because I had a baby blade, so I was trying to keep up with the big boys. They all have like R1s and Fireblades and yeah. Anyway, so I'm trying to keep up with them all, and little baby blade will take anything on a bend, and we were all up round in the twisties up on the moors up here, and I came round a really tight bend, hit cow shit, lost the back of my bike, and I went flying on my arse. Luckily I had leathers on, but on my arse at high speed, ankle first, straight into a wall. So you can imagine what happened to my ankle. And that paid to me. I was just like, you know what? I'm too competitive. I'm a typical Aries that, as you know yourself, mate, you don't like being
get ourselves into tight spots unnecessarily, really.
Yeah. And I was one of these that I did not want men to be able to beat me at anything. So I was, and these were guys on big sports bikes. A lot of them used to do race days and track days, and and I was there on a little baby blade trying to keep up with them all. And I thought I'm going to end up killing myself, so I stopped biking. But that's the second accident that Jimmy has been obviously not involved in. That's one that he's been involved in, but he was with another friend of ours who got hit head on by a truck about 10 years ago. So he's had a couple of very lucky escapes as Jimmy, and he's really lucky to have escaped this, especially as Dave lost his life. So yeah, that's awful. Sorry to bring the chat down, guys and gals.
No, it's funny because the guy that Lloyd works with, he's called Jimmy, and like the whole time we've lived here and known him, I think he did it like 12 years ago. He came off a bike, and he's severed the nerve in his arm, but there's no point having it amputated. Apparently, he's been through all the options and whatnot, so it literally just hangs at his side. He has no feeling in it. But yeah, where he came off a bike, bless him. So it's literally left him disabled. He still works. He still does everything he's meant to do. But a funny story, Lloyd said, because it just hangs. So as he moves around the office and gains momentum, and obviously where his hand is compared to the guys in the office, he often like turns round and his arm just swings and hits them in the bollocks. They're like, Jimmy.
Do you know, that's a bit like my ex. He had he'd injured his back playing rugby, his lower back, and he had to end up having surgery. Where they fuse the vertebra or something in his lower spine. Anyway, and they did say that there was a risk when this surgery was completed. Well, he lost feeling in his right leg from the knee down. Sure. So it was a bit light. You know, when you lie on your hand, so you still can kind of try and grab something with your hand, but it's completely numb until the feeling comes back. His leg apparently was like that all the time. So it was constantly twisting his ankle, you know, because he'd think he'd put his foot down properly. And he said in the end, you know, I just feel like asking the hospital, will you cut my fucking leg off? I'd rather you just cut it off below the knee because it's no bastard use. And I'm damaging, because he was constantly either breaking his ankle or turning ligaments and tendons and what have you. And he said, I'd rather they just took it off and give me like,
they're more,
you know.
Yeah, from what I've had, and like with, again, that Lloyd's colleague, or his friend, he's our friend really, but he has to, like, he didn't, because he's got no feeling in it. He burnt himself the other day, come up with the biggest blisters because he's got no clues, no feeling there. It's not until he looked down and he was like, fuck. So he had all big bandages all around his arm. Yeah, same as the other guy, you know, it's no good to him. It causes more harm than, or brings more trouble, you know, more hassle than if it wasn't there.
Yeah, and that's similar to one of my friends as well, because she's got MS, which is she's come out of remission now and it's progressing. So she is getting worse, but she's losing the feeling completely in both her hands are a bit numb, but her right hand especially, her fingers and what have you. And she'll catch a hand on something and dislocate fingers, and you know, and she's like, oh my God, this is really bad. She'll look down and not have felt it, but there'll be a finger stuck at a really weird angle. And then her husband has to get her in the car, take her down to A&E, they put a finger back. Yeah, and she's just like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's mad. That's mad.
I know. But, you know, because I say to her, because she knows, like, my mum had MS, and so she'll sometimes ring up and she'll go, you know, when your mum lost the feeling in her hands, did she ever get it back? Well, it's really hard, you know, and I'd say, well, she used to do until it progressed to the stage where she didn't. Because I can't say to her, no, you're never going to get the feeling back, because I don't know. But I just feel really bad for her. So it's just one of those things, isn't it? You got to make the best of a really shitty situation.
Exactly. Gosh, but I'll tell you, you know, that just springs into my head. I've read little stories about people that have just dived into a pool and they've misjudged the depth and cracked their head, and they've paralysed themselves. Do you know what I mean? Neck down, boom. Scary,
well,
isn't it?
that happened to one of my friends when we were in Greece. We both she didn't paralyze herself. She hurt herself quite badly, but she didn't paralyze herself. But I was with her. We were up in this, it was like a mountain with pools, like off a waterfall.
Nice.
And people that were jumping off this side of, it was like this rock face really, into this pool. So me and her did it at the same time. I was all right. I mean, God almighty, I nearly died from the shock of hitting the water because it was so cold. But I jumped with her. We were holding hands, and she hit some rocks on the side, and you wanted to. Literally no skin from her shoulder down midway down her left side, like just above her knee on the back of the leg. She'd literally just peeled off. She got out and it was like someone had torn paper from her shoulder and just left it hanging. Oh God, I've never seen it. It was awful. Sorry if I'm going to make anybody sick.
Oh gosh.
Right, I think right. We need to get back to talking absolute shit and garbage now. Did you hear my little thing about the woman in the shop that I saw before? He was going to have a goodie. I think you were probably still doing stuff. I said nipped into the shop earlier. There's a girl in front of me, and she had a bottle of Pinot Grigio and a cucumber in a. And I'm behind with the queue going, go on yourself, girl. You have a good night.
Oh my fucking God. I wonder if she was doing it for a dare. That can't have been fucking real. They don't have cucumbers in their wine, do they? Oh my gosh. That's awful.
Yeah, no, but I swear she just looked like a normal girl, and she's got, because I didn't even think that at first. I'm looking thinking, oh, she might be making tzatziki or a cucumber salad. And then I just saw the fact that, no, she's got a bottle of wine here as well. And she's looking like she's
commendable.
She's going home to
she's not using the bottle.
And that's when the others in chat were saying about, her Easter bunnies at home, probably the one with the batteries in it.
How fucking random! Just a bottle of wine and a cucumber. Wow. But then embarrassingly, when my boys were younger, my bigger boys, they went through. My God, if they ate 30 cucumbers in a week, I shit you not, they would just burn through them. They loved them, and of course. Who am I to stop them eating freaking cucumbers? So when we went shopping each week, I was that woman with like 35 cucumbers in the trolley. And I would be like my boys because they genuinely really love them. But what some people must have thought, like, she must be some fucking thirsty, horny old bitch. But it wasn't. It really wasn't that.
It's just when I was telling my friend, and she went, "There's only you in there that your bloody brain would go to the gutter like that." She said the girl was probably just, it was something to put on butties and a nice bottle. I'm like, nah, she's alone tonight.
Cucumber sandwiches and some Pinot Grigio.
Oh, hiya, Sam. Sam's here. Hey, Tess and everyone listening in. We're just having a silly night, Sam. Anything and everything goes, and we keep throwing in little random stories, mysteries, and what have you. So I hope you're having a lovely Easter. Thirsty Flan just said if she had had lettuce and tomatoes with her as well, it wouldn't have looked so bad. No, it wouldn't, but it just looked a bit sus with being one cucumber. I'll just say, I'm not gonna judge.
I just suddenly thought, what if some people are so gross? What if they returned the cucumber and were like, can you return cucumbers?
I don't know. But who was it? Was it Lady Witch? Somebody, I'm sure it was Lady Witch in chat, because she used to work in an adult store, didn't she? And I'm sure that somebody had said that people trying to return dildos.
Oh my good fucking God. You can't even return underwear. What would make someone think they can return a dildo?
And then she was saying, now again, I'm trying to think if this was, oh no, I don't think this was Lady Witch. Was this, I don't know if it was Sheila or Simples or
I'm intrigued. I haven't heard this before. That one from the group was
they were working. No, well, these were working in in a charity shop, and some woman came in with a charity donation, and one of them was like a huge black dildo. They put it in the bin and then had to go back for something, and one of the old biddies who was working in the charity shop had fished it out the bin and put it out on display. So they were trying to get this dildo. She didn't know what it was.
Oh my God, that's fucking disgusting.
But I can't remember who that was with the charity shop. But yeah, the swinging thing in the store was Lady Witch. Yeah, they had a gigantic vibrator that people used to sit on in her store, and they'd swing on it.
Yeah. I've seen actually in the Ann Summers chair I used to find quite funny. You can get like the cock chair, so it's like a blow up pink like seat with obviously a big old cock in the middle of it. Well, you're not a real dick, obviously, but yeah, the cock chair, great for meetings.
You just reminded me. I went to it was a hen night in somebody's. Well, it was kind of a, because these days you don't just have a hen night, do you? You have like a hen week, and it's all different things. And one of the evenings was an Ann Summers party at the future mother-in-law's house. And I tell you what, it was the old girls were worse. Like the older ladies.
So the beast for a night, yeah.
Right, now I'm going to tell you, they lived. So this was in a village, little quiet village, very conservative village with a village pub in it, very quiet. They had this gigantic blow-up cock, and it was about 4 or 5 foot long. Just they'd blown it up for the evening. They decided then we had to do one of the, they were doing forfeits. One of the forfeits was that we all had to put an item of clothing on that the rep had brought and do the conga to the local village pub. So we ended up doing the conga down the main street in the village, probably about 100 yards into the village pub. We had to do a round of the pub, and the girl at the front, I think she was probably about 70. She's got
The cow.
she's got her own clothes on, right? But she was only a tiny little dot of a thing, a lady. She's her own clothes on, but she's got this basque on over the top of her clothes with suzzies on over her trousers, and she's holding this blow-up cock. Well, there's a load of our fellas sitting at the bar, having the midweek pints. She's coming past, and we're all like, la 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 la, hey, la 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 la, hey. Patting them all on the head as she comes past each of them with this cock. And out we went back through the back door and got my friends out, pissing myself laughing. Yeah, I've not been to an house summer for a long time, but that was funny.
Yeah, I went for a spate probably like a decade ago back down in Kent. And yeah, probably we must have done 5 or 6. There was always a laugh.
Oh yeah, look, just seen here. Julie's put in Paris. They have a museum for vintage sex toys or weapons, depending on how you view them. Well,
yeah, I've actually seen some shit like that, Julia. And there's some. Oh my gosh! I mean, there is some weird shit out there, isn't there? Some people are into weird stuff. That's all I'll say.
Well, have you seen the Penis Museum? I think it's in Holland.
The penis? What do you mean? People preserve their dicks?
Really? They have dicks of everything. So a snake dick, a cow dick, a pig dick, a horse dick.
Oh, gotcha. Right. I'm just thinking a whole room of male dicks.
Monkey
like
dick.
Human.
Yeah, it's just a museum of penises, and they're wanting a human, or have they got a human dick? I can't remember now if they'd finally got a human dick. But I was like, who would even think to have a museum of dicks? Oh, it might be in Denmark. I'm saying Holland. I think it's actually a Scandinavian country, but yeah, Google it and look it up. It's the Museum of Dicks.
The Museum of Dicks. What is Lloyd doing tomorrow when he looks at my history?
All these dicks that are preserved. But there's some weird looking things.
Museum.
Is he looking it up?
Yeah, I'm looking it up now.
I honestly can't remember where it is now, but I'm thinking it's probably somewhere like Iceland, Finland, Denmark.
Oh. Museum of Penis. Museum of Penis. Yeah, it's in Iceland.
Iceland, yeah.
Oh, it's called the Philological Museum.
Yeah.
Not the Museum of Penis. That's literally what I
honestly, I do want to see the dicks that are in there. Yeah.
Oh wow, what the fuck?
Yeah. See, you come in my chat, you get educated.
I tell you, that's got to be a whale cock. My God.
Yes, they have got a whale cock in there as well.
It's got to be.
Giant. It's about 5 or 6 foot long, isn't it?
It's taller than the woman stood next to it. It's scary huge. Oh my God, there's a guy with his hand on one, like resting his hand. Oh my God! There's someone simple half of their skin and their dick. Just I've
had to highlight Simple's comment. Look what she's put.
Iceland dick.
Iceland dick. Very good.
Oh my God! I'm gonna have to send you a picture of this quick.
Yeah. I bet you. So there you go. I bet none of you realised there was a museum of cocks.
So if ever you're in Iceland and you need a fun afternoon out, there's the place. I think they do like burger parties there and stuff.
Look at Snickerdoodle. They didn't call him Moby Dick for nothing.
Yeah, right. I'll say. Touché. Kiss, I just sent you a picture. I don't know if you can access your phone. I don't know if you're on your phone at the moment.
I am on my phone.
Yeah, no worries. But look at it after. Look, hon, there's in Iceland dick. There's a museum of dick. Well, they call it the Phallic Museum. Look at that. How fucking weird is that? It's on the skin.
Oh my God.
Would you like to wear it? You can rent it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
that'd be fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
What, you can rent it then?
No, of course you can't. No.
I believe you for a minute.
Yeah, I said rent a skin.
No, he could rent that and go dressed in it to a fancy dress as crumpled foreskin. Rumpelstiltskin, crumpled foreskin. Rude cartoon
You're gonna
character.
laugh when you see it because it's only the bottom half though, so you're only like technically half dressed.
Oh God. Oh yeah. My 22-year-old daughter asked me what a butt plug was. I showed her on the internet. Her face was a picture. She's had a sheltered life.
Oh my gosh.
One of the ones
sweet.
with the jewel on.
At least she hasn't been corrupted, Julia. That I'd take that as a quite positive. No one's corrupted her. That's good. Hey, Green Eyes.
Oh, hi, Green Eyes. Hey, I need to keep dropping this damn link, don't I? What an idiot. I'm sorry I didn't see you had come up on I didn't see you in the
I said
room
to Lloyd, I said
behind.
I'm out. I said she hasn't noticed. He went, how does she not say? I said, well, she's only on her phone, so it's a different setup.
Yeah.
It doesn't pop up like it does on the computer.
Now,
yeah, don't worry.
So we've had Icelandic. Oh, here. Let me have a look. Where's the right? Have you heard? Here's a good one. The Flannan Island mystery.
Flannan Island. Not you didn't
Flannan
say
Island.
Flange Island. Flange Island.
No. Flannan Isles.
Flannan Isles. Flanagan.
Flannan.
Sorry.
You know when I always brag and I make this big thing about when I met, and by met I mean stalked Gerard Butler around Scotland.
Oh my God, I would have done the same thing. I mean, hello.
A week of it, then a week of it. So, and I'm just going to tell you all again because I like saying it. And, you know, at some point he will hear this and he will go, I remember her. She was a fucking lunatic. So we were up in Ayrshire and Gerard, my friend, my boyfriend, Gerard.
Your mate.
It's me and my friend. We don't call him Gerard anymore. This is the God's honest truth. We call him our boyfriend. I'll go, oh, our boyfriend's got a new film. So this is, yeah. So we find out that he's filming up all around, right? And he was staying like a couple of miles away from where we were. The filming this, they'd originally called it, the film was going to be called Keepers. And then they changed it to The Vanishing, and it was based on the Flannan Isles lighthouse mystery.
Gotcha. Right. No, I haven't. I just veer off films like that. No disrespect to anyone, but no, I now know what you mean, but I haven't watched it.
Oh, right. So, but anyway, I don't give a shit about the film. I'm just going to tell you about me and Gerard Butler.
I'm sorry, I digress, didn't I?
There will be some people who have not heard me completely going off on one. So we hear that Gerard is just down the road. So the next day we find out, because obviously it's a really small area around Stranraer, find out where he's filming, turn up. What a nice guy, because he was stopping filming. I think every woman in a 50-mile radius rocked up and had selfies with Gerard. So first day, rocks up, selfie with Gerard. I'm like that. Oh, how cute are you? Day 2, different location. Jackie rocks up. Gerard. Oh, selfie. Oh, no. By day 5, he sees me coming. He's thinking, what the fuck? But he's a nice guy. I'm having selfies with him all over the fucking place. My mate's got a photo of me the last day I seen him. Well, no, it wasn't the last day I seen him. Day 6, right? I'm hugging him because I know I'm not probably going to see him again. I've got my arms round his neck like a fucking limpet. You can see he's like, you know, when somebody's patting you on the back going, right, okay, can somebody get rid of this fucking lunatic? They finally managed to peel me off him. So our final day, we goes for breakfast, and the girl who's running the breakfast place obviously knew us, and she knew we'd been seeing him for a week. She goes, your man's here around the corner. I went, you what? She went, he's here filming round the corner this morning. I went, fuck it, fuck breakfast. Come on, mate, we're going. So we gets in the car. We drives round the corner and it's in Stranraer itself. It's what was the old cash and carry. and they're making it out to look like the inside of one of the lighthouses. So just as we come past, they've got the catering van that's out on the front, just at the front of the, who's standing there getting his self-served, but Gerard, right? I'm on the main road. I slows the car down. A bus nearly went up my arse. I'm hanging out the window going, Gerard, it says Gerard. I'm waving. And he's got his butt in his hand looking, going, what the actual fuck? My mate is in the footwell, just mortified, going, Jack a fucking drive.
As she curled up into the footwell.
She was, she's slid. She's took her seatbelt off. She's down in the floor well of my Land Rover going, fucking dickhead. And I'm just like, Gerard, we'll see you later. You know, like I'm his best mate. We'll see you later. We're just going walking the dog on the beach. And do you know what? I didn't think how embarrassing I was until later on. And my mate just went, think about what you just did. She said you had an entire film looking at you like you were the biggest twat who ever walked through Stranraer. It was kind of like you know when somebody puts their hand up and goes, okay, hello, fuck off, you weirdo. It was like that. It kind of, I know. But Gerard, it's us.
I can understand sort of losing your head a bit. And it was almost like fate, wasn't it? I mean,
but it was the fact that I ordered me breakfast, and then, you know, we were like, I'll have this because I was determined I was going to have a cheeseburger for me breakfast. My last day, I'm having a cheeseburger for me breakfast, 8 o'clock in the morning. And I ordered it. She's cooking it. When she said, oh, yeah, your man's around the corner, I just went, fuck breakfast. So I then had to go back and pay for it. Oh, God, yeah. Oh, hiya, Jules. Jules in the house.
Hello, Jules.
Yes, Julia, I'm incredibly embarrassing as far as Gerard Butler. So if
he was probably thinking, like, next time I see this chick, she's going to have like a chloroform rag.
No, listen, I'm sorry, but and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to be perfectly honest. When he was giving me a hug the day before, I'm sure I felt a twitch.
Oh, you know, the questions I was thinking to ask you, it's just not right. It's just awful. You know, you felt a twitch. I just can't believe this. But then you were up against him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he got it. You know, I mean, I'm a sexy mama. I'm pretty sure he got
it. Obviously. He would have been like, you know, he probably had it taped down, you know, because of cheating and stuff. So
there was something going on. I'm sure he felt it. I know he did. There was that connection, and and he definitely, I'm pretty sure there was a bit of movement down there. You know, I'm gonna take that to my grave. I possibly gave Gerard Butler
You haven't taken that to your grave. We all know that now. But it's a great
I gave Gerard a semi.
I mean, it's a claim to fame. I can't match it. I can't freaking match it.
No, it was probably me. I probably had wind or something.
No, but does Porky know? Because this is leverage for Porky, isn't it? You can be like, I made Gerard Butler twitch.
Oh, yes, he does know that. Well, he doesn't know that I tell people I think I give him a twitch. However, he does know that I incessantly stalk Gerard Butler for a whole week.
I think that should be on our CV, shouldn't it, Simples?
Oh, yeah, I've got that on my CV.
Under skills.
No, I think at some point I might share the photographs with you and you can see what a sad wanker I actually was. It's the one that my friend got the photograph of me, though, where I was hanging round his neck, and you can see he's trying to stand upright, and I'm just gripping on, going, "No, you will stay with me."
God.
But yeah. But anyway, we went off on that one. I was about to tell you about the Flannan Isles mystery. So this is. I'm actually liking how this is going. I'm liking these bits of giggles and then the bits of stories.
Yeah.
I don't know what chat's finding it like. So, the Flannan Isles is a group.
Sorry. Can I just ask quick? Did he smell good? That's.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
I think he had a fat suit on because he was looking quite portly on that. Yeah, and I'm determined it was not his own body. I think he'd had to wear like like a false gut because when we saw him because he had like a fisherman's jumper on when I was trying to give him a grope. Smelled very nice. But when I saw him a couple of days later, he did look very slim again. Look at that simple.
Right.
Did you ask him for a crumb? Yes. Please, Gerard, can I have a crumb of dick?
Do you know, after us saying it, actually, we look at us. We've become that meme. We became a self-fulfilling prophecy.
I know when I first said to Deni what I'd put up as the thumbnail, and she went, "That sounds like we're thirsty for the D," and I'm like, "No, not. But actually, yeah."
Oh, actually, yeah. And there's like a huge portion dedicated to Gerard Butler. But I think that's fair. I don't think that's,
Well, actually, simple. You're talking about getting a bigger portion than a crumb. So, did he ask him for a crumb or a fucking Subway baguette? I think Subway baguette simples. Oh god. Oh, what's this? I think Snicker gave us a clue earlier. Oh.
What's that? Let's have a little look.
The best two people are. I'm wondering who. You see, I thought the flangelless wonder from Down Under was going to be
Green Eyes. That was Green Eyes, yeah. But then
it's not.
Green Eyes. And I mean, Australia's huge, and anytime there's an Australia, we're all like Green Eyes.
Green Eyes.
Green Eyes.
Well, I'm just wondering now I'm humming $5 foot long. Do you know who I think the flangelless wonder from Down Under might be? I think that might be Lady Witch. Let's put you up on screen. Let's see if we can get a hint from the photo.
I like the picture. That's a clever play on because it looks like a vagina. But that's funny. I don't know if I've told you this before. When my bigger boys, they did freaking sex ed in school years back, but they come home and I knew they'd had we'd had all the paperwork through. Anyway, they come home and they couldn't say vagina, so they said vagina.
Oh.
I was like, vagina. I'll still say it now. No one else does except me.
I thought my Fanny had been on show or something. Oh, it's Green Eyes, that not me.
Oh no, sorry, Green Eyes. No.
Oh, those are pillows made by a burlesque performer. Oh. Oh, speaking of, oh God, no, that sounded so wrong then, saying speaking of which. I'm so sorry. It's because I mentioned Lady Witch. I'm not talking about this lady being a burlesque. I was just thinking of Burren Witch. Has anybody seen Burren around? If you do, please say hello-de-ho. Like the JJ. That's from
the
Simples.
JJ's like, yeah, I'm with you there, Simples, for JJ or front bum, or I say Nunu. Like if my littlest said, he's like, rah, you're a boy. I'm like, excuse me, I have a Nunu. Thank you.
No, I'm going to stick with Minge.
Minge, and that's just awful. I would hate it if any of the boys said that. That would just, if they were like, yeah, or like Gash. That is just awful, isn't it?
Oh, yeah,
it's funny,
that's
but horrific.
Well, you got Muff. Muff's not that bad.
Yeah. Oh gosh, when I used to write the menus for work and it was muffins for lunch, I would write muff in the biggest letters possible and then write ins like in tiny letters after. So from a distance, they'd have muff for lunch. They were like, you can't keep doing the menu like that. I was like, what? It still says muffins.
Coochie, Green Eyes is saying that's kind of an Americanism, isn't it? Coochie.
Yeah, I'd say it was like coochie. Yeah, I've never. If someone said that to me, I'd be like, the fuck. Coochie? What is this?
Coochie coo. Oh, now Ivor's Thirsty Flange thinks Snickerdoodle is Burren Witch, Snapper Trapper, and Foof. Did you see the one? Does anybody remember the Friends sketch? Remember when Phoebe was having her triplets, and there'd been a joke because the television station wouldn't let them say vagina. She had this particular line where she's supposed to say, you've got no idea what it feels like pushing a baby out of you, whatever. So they were needing another word, and Matt LeBlanc had said to her, What about you say dick ditch? Yeah, dick ditch. That was what it. So they actually all dared to say it live, because they were filming in front of this audience. So I think she said that Courtney Cox said, "I'll give you $200 if you do it," and then Jennifer Aniston, "I'll give you 200," and then Matt LeBlanc. So they were all offering her $200, and she's like, "Fuck it, I've just made $1,000." So she actually said it live, and you can still see the clip of it. But yeah, you've no idea what it's baby out of your dick ditch.
Is there a good reaction? Does everybody laugh, or are they all like?
Oh no, the audience were in hysterics.
Oh, good.
They were in absolute hysterics for it. So
right, I've distracted you. Let me just chat. Let's see if Lloyd wants a hot drink. Lloyd, do you want a drink?
Lad?
Lloyd! He's got his fucking headphones on. Hang on.
Hey, Lloyd man.
Do you want a drink? No worries. Lloyd! Yes.
Oh, look at this. Snickerdoodles just said, look at the avatar. Look at the cactus on my avatar. Looks happy to see you. Let's have a little look. No green eyes because Porky's at work, darling. He has decided that he doesn't want to stay at home anymore, working for himself and earning because he was earning more money staying at home than he was working. However, apparently I've made him put 3.5 stone on. So he's gone out to work to stop me force feeding him. So you missed him. He about, what time did he leave? It was about 9:15, wasn't it? About an hour ago he was going out.
About then 9:30.
Yeah, I think he was working from 9:30 until 6 in the morning, so we don't have him with us. Now, yes, it looks, Snickerdoodle's photo is quite rude.
I didn't see it. I haven't seen it. Is it?
It's up there. Put it on screen now.
Oh yeah, I like it.
It actually looks like
E.T.'s
green finger.
It's a middle finger, yeah?
It's a cactus.
Oh, right. But I thought it was... the way you went, it's a cactus.
Oh, I'll tell him green eyes. I'll tell him you miss him. But yeah, he's going to be working now. Oh, Sid. Yeah, Sid was in chat, green eyes. I think he's probably listening. But we were talking all kind of weird shizzle. Deni was playing elevator music while I was just seeing Porky off with his sandwich.
Yeah. Jaks went off quick. I was like, quick, get the elevator music on.
Now, I've got this story here, green eyes, you may have heard. This is another little weird and wonderful one. So it's called The Body on Somerton Beach. Now, and this is really bizarre. So in December of 1948, a body was found on Somerton Beach in Adelaide, Australia. The body was a man who was dressed impeccably in a suit with polished shoes, and his head was slumped against a wall. Authorities thought the case of death was heart failure or more likely poisoning. However, during the autopsy, no trace of a poison was found. So there wasn't any wallet, no identification on him, and all the tags on his clothing had been cut out. The fingerprints that the authorities took of him were also unidentifiable. They even put a photo of the body in the newspapers, and still no one could identify who the man was. 4 months later, after the body was found, detectives found a hidden pocket that was sewn on the inside of his trousers. And inside the pocket was a rolled piece of paper from a rare book called Rubaiyat. The piece of paper had the words Tamam Shud on it, which means it has ended. After months of looking for the exact book, authorities decided to bury the Somerton man without identification, although a cast was taken of the bust and he was embalmed to preserve him. Right. 8 months later, a man walked into the police station. He claimed that just after the body was found, he found a copy of that same book, the Rubaiyat, in the back of his car that he kept parked near Somerton Beach. He thought nothing of it until he read the story about it in the newspaper. Sure enough, his copy had a part of the final page that was torn, and it matched the piece of paper that had been found on the Somerton man's trousers. And inside the book was a phone number and some sort of strange code. The phone number led the authorities to a woman named Jessica Thompson who lived nearby. They interviewed her, and she was very evasive and even claimed she was going to faint when she saw the bust of the Somerton man, but she denied that she knew him. However, she said she did sell the book to a man named Alfred Boxall. Unfortunately, or fortunately, Alfred Boxall was still very much alive at the time, and he still had his copy of the book that Jessica had sold to him. The code that was found ended up being even more unhelpful, and as of today, it has still yet to be cracked. And also to this day, the man on Somerton Beach has never been identified. There you go. Weird, weird, weird. Oh, we've got green eye. Oh, sorry, Lady Witch, who were you? I have to find out who Lady Witch was. And hello,
Yeah.
hello.
Hello. Hi. Yeah, that was a weird story. Sorry, I was just running taking Lloyd's coffee.
Yeah, no, that's
Coffee
fine.
at
It's just all the dead ends with that one. It's very weird, very strange. There's there's also, now let me have a look. See, some of these that I wrote down, they are we already know, like the Black Dahlia and Eliza Lamb. I mean, that was a weird one. I don't know if any of you know about the Eliza Lamb mystery.
I've looked up quite a bit on that. That's fucking strange. I mean, obviously, the dog wants away. Hang on.
That's okay. I mean, I don't know in chat. Are you all familiar with the Eliza Lamb case? The girl who was who died or was found dead in the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles. You may have seen there was some video of her, like CCTV footage of her standing in the elevator and looking out.
Yeah,
and
ma'am. She's sort of looking out, and there's like no one in the hallway, is there? But she's just acting fucking weird, very weird. I've actually listened to a spirit box session. There's a particular channel. I'll send you the link in the next day or so. I mean, I mean, some of them sound very much like the people, I have to say. I don't listen to a lot of that sort of spirit box stuff, but the Elisa Lamb one was weird. She still sounds confused, even where she is, you know.
Yeah, there's something not. I mean, the weird. Oh yeah, so everybody's heard of it. Oh, Lady Witch was the Down Under.
Oh, Down Under. Oh, nice one, Lady Witch. That was funny. And look at our poor, like we say, we was like, it's green eyes, because it was remotely Australian. So,
well, yes, Nickadoodle. She was found in the water tank, but they've still never.
Because they were complaining that the water tasted like shit, because there was a decomposing body in it. I mean, guys, would you ever get over that? I would drink bleach. Hold on, let me get the dog.
Well, actually, I'll tell you what will make you laugh is that. Do you know who I think Snickerdoodle is with the cactus? And now saying that, I think that's Joe. If Snickerdoodle is Joe, reveal yourself now. When you're talking about the water tasting bad, and it was her body that was in there. Well,
yeah.
When I lived with my ex, and he was a wanker, and I'd already decided I was leaving him, but I was kind of biding my time because he was a big prick, and we'd had the hot water tank needed redoing, and there was a dead pigeon in it. But because of where the water was, it was a big old house, and it was a huge tank. This pigeon was like down the bottom. We couldn't get it out. And it was really minging. And anyway, he was one of these bullies, that I want a cup of tea in the morning while I'm in bed. So what I did was, because I knew this pigeon was in the hot water tank, I was running the hot water tap, so it was nearly boiling water. I was like, right. That bastard.
It tastes a bit gamey.
Oh, it is, Joe. I got it right. Snickerdoodle. Do you know what? It's only because you gave yourself away there, Joe, with you saying, all the cases from California. And I'm like, Joe lives in California.
Joe, well done. Snickerdoodle. Yeah, I had no clue. I don't know how you know. I guess, Kiss, because you're more in line with hosting, you probably recognise people's ways of talking a little bit more. Do you know what I mean?
Well, usually I do, but they've all sussed me out now, you see. So they've stopped doing, they make a concerted effort not to speak how they normally speak or type.
I see. Sneaky.
As they work it out, crafty bastards, yeah.
Sneaky
and like Lady, Lady Witch there with a flipping wonder from down under, knowing damn well we'd put the blame of that on Green Arm. Oh, Joe, I love Incognito Night. I love Incognito Night as well, but it's funnier usually when we have a theme. Tonight it was just like a free-for-all. Oh, Jules said a fucking mouse ran past me the other night. I like mice.
There's a lot of shit. Not that I'm going to bring this up in depth here, but there's a lot of like all the other big creators have all fallen out with each other, like Snorothy, and like their whole thing has imploded, hasn't it? Which is what I would normally come in slating, but I just thought, wow, they're really creating so much drama themselves at the minute. It's like a hot pot, but it's pretty funny to watch. I mean, hey, who needs EastEnders when you've got just tuning over there?
It's like what makes me laugh. Yes, I'm keeping the flipping off cactus pitch. That's Joe.
Yeah,
welcome back,
Joe.
I think that, we're women. We all love a little bit of drama. We like listening to it. We don't necessarily like.
As long as it doesn't involve me, I'm cool. I'm game. Yeah.
But I've just been enjoying. Like I said, Green Eyes sent me that. Sent me the clip, and it was like, I would have expected green vomit and a head to be spinning around. That's how bad Dorothy was, and I mean it. And Deni, I'll send it to you later on WhatsApp, because I was just like,
I've heard some stuff anyway, and fuck me. Like I say, it's quite. It's quite. I mean, my son comes down and he says, "Mum," he goes, "Mum, you don't half listen to some shit." I'm like, shh. They're all rowing.
Well, I was listening to that after Green Eyes had sent it to me, and Porky came walking in the kitchen, and he went, "The fuck's that gobshite?" And I said, "I've just been sent it." He went, "Who sent you that?" So I told him, he's like, "Oh, because Green Eyes can't do any wrong." He's like, "Oh, right, my Green Eyes." I'm like, yeah, she sent it me. And he went, "Who the fuck is that?" I said, when we've done the Incognito Night, I said, they're all on about Dirty Dorothy. I said, her. And he just shook his head and he went, "Classy." I went, "Oh, yeah." Jules got the job on his
glass in a glass, isn't it, Shay?
Well, I heard Oh, well, I'm not going to say, but somebody was saying to me earlier that she's having a go at somebody called Carol now, and I'm like, who's Carol? I hope they're not talking, because there's obviously we know the only Carol I know.
Do you mean
Carol.
CJ? Do you mean Country Joe?
Is that what her name is?
Well, I mean, bearing in mind, people, I do not know any of these women, and I'm not friends with them, nor will I ever be friends with them or anything like that. But yeah, I am a nosy bitch, I will fully admit. So it's Country Joe or CJ or whoever, I'm sure. I might be wrong. I don't listen to all of it. Obviously, I do have a life, but yeah, as background noise when you're doing jobs, you have it on and whatnot, don't you? But yeah, I thought it was CJ. I don't know about Carol. Fucking, but like,
No.
there's so many arguments going on.
Well, this was something earlier, and I got sent a message going, "Oh, like she's having a go at Carol now," and I did reply, but I've not had a reply back, and because I'd said, who's Carol? She was slating somebody called Carol as a sub, and I'm thinking, well, the only Carol, and I'm really sorry if I've got this wrong, lovely, the only Carol that I know personally is Carol Hankinson, who's lovely. So I don't know if anybody else knows, a Carol, but that was the only Carol I know. So
I'll tell you,
I'm
saying that Dorothy needs to go to bed. I mean, that woman has the strangest sleeping times. Like, you might, I mean, again, all right, you might think it's cool staying up all night. I sound like a mum here, but it's not. You should go to bed. You should be in bed, particularly if you can between. All right, look, we're up. This is late for me, but it's a special occasion sort of thing, isn't it? So I'd normally be in bed by 9:30 because you really do need that rest between 10 and 2, 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. Do you know what I mean? For your brain to get fucking right with everything. But sleep. She doesn't sleep. How the fuck does that work? How can you not sleep? How can you not yawn? It's not right.
Well,
you know what? I don't want to diverge, and
I could cast aspersions. I could make assumptions.
Right.
I'm not going to do that, but you're all going to know where I'm going with that. There are ways and means. Enough said.
Yeah.
Let me just say that much. Yeah. But no, the screaming, I have never heard, like Jill saying there, I would love to see that. Yeah, it was. Oh, she green eyes? Yeah, but Thingy put it up, didn't she? What's her name? That other moidering shitbag. Who's the one who goes? Who's the one who goes on a friend Jura? That one.
You know.
Oh, I hate it.
Yeah.
Oh,
say, just honestly, don't be afraid to say what you think, okay? No, but I know that's like a complete snore fest. I mean, I'm sorry, but yeah,
it's the whole holier than thou. Now, Deni, come on now, Deni. No, really, no.
I'm not too sure.
No, tell me.
Yeah,
no.
she's so meek. I'm turning my volume up. I'm like, no, that really is how she talks. That's fucking annoying. I'd be like, what?
I mean, I can't do accents, so I'm not even going to try. But it's just that she's just so holier than thou, and I'm thinking, you are one boring, sanctimonious motherfucker. Sorry, everybody. I'm just going to say how I feel because I've had a little bijou drink because it's Easter Sunday. You know how it is.
Yeah, no, you go for it. Because I know. Yeah, what are you drinking? I'm just on the I've got a coffee to give me a little bit of late night boom.
Let me tell you. I'm drinking, I don't know if any of you've heard of it, Peaky Blinders have a range of alcohol, and it's Peaky Blinders Irish Cream. Now, it's very similar to Bailey's, but where Bailey's has got a bit of a coffee-ish taste to it, the Peaky Blinders has got a little chocolatey aftertaste. It is fucking gorgeous. We've gone through that many bottles of it in the last 2 weeks. I can't even tell you. Porky more than me.
Love it.
Oh, it's so nice. Well, I've not been getting a look him up because he's gone to work. I've just helped myself. But we've got that.
You snooze, you lose.
But get this one. We've got Peaky Blinder raspberry rum cream liqueur. That's nice.
So is it Peaky Blinder as in it's got that Cillian Murphy or whatever his name is? Is his face on there or is it just the name of the brand?
It's just the brand name, but it's got a woman's face on the bottle. And then he's brought some, let me have a look, Red Square toffee vodka liqueur.
That sounds actually quite nice. Is it a no minging aftertaste?
No, it's really nice, but I'm not allowed to drink it because it's vodka based, and vodka makes me want to fight everybody. So,
I see.
Yes, vodka and I are not happy bedfellows.
Right.
Oh, Sid, there's Sid. Who was asking about Sid before? Was it?
Hey up, Sid.
Is there in the chat? Boring, sanctimonious motherfuckers unite.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Green Eyes. I saw it. Yeah, her and Jura fell out, but then they inject themselves, don't they? I mean, why the fuck do they all feel the need to re-narrate? You know what somebody's already fucking said. I mean, fuck, it's so scraping the barrel for content. It really is. Sorry to
do you know
get
what?
all like whatever, but
No, well, you know, we're doing it. We're having an anything goes night, aren't we? We're not doing drama. We're just voicing our opinions, which we're
yeah,
entitled.
it is, and I do think it's really shit actually. And if they are, it's just so shit. Restreaming someone else, and fucking hell, a toddler could think of something more exciting.
Do you know what I think's shit? The fact that you remember how that channel was set up and why it was set up, and it was Surviving Kelly the Avocado. The best mates now.
I know.
The best mates.
Yeah. It's flip flopping delight, isn't it?
Yeah, that Dorothy had robbed the teeth out of a cripple's mouth. That's how much I trust her.
Yeah, same as well.
Yeah, honest to God, I just think, you know, if you don't like people, I mean, you know, when Bam was saying when that Kelly came in a chat and Bam was like, you know, you won't get any shit from any of us on here. No, we absolutely won't, because as mods, you respect the chat. However, I don't like Kelly, so I just will not interact with her. I won't have a go at her on somebody else's chat, but I will not have any interaction with her whatsoever. That's out of respect for Bam, because I'm one of her mods and I'm not going to, you know, do something to, you know, if she's asked people to be respectful of her guests, that's
right.
absolutely
yeah.
But
Yeah.
don't
So I
expect
do
me to
remember
interact
she
with
came
someone I
in,
think is
didn't she? And I sort of said, give her a voice. So I listened, but that was all I said. Yeah, I thought I'm not going to fall over myself saying hello or nothing like that. I'll just keep it as it is.
Well, that's the way I'll go. If it's somebody I don't like, somebody I think is a knobhead, you'll know, you'll tell, because I will have absolutely no interaction with them. I won't be rude. If they speak to me directly, I will answer, but I won't be how I usually am. You know,
I might have said hello. You know, I might have said hi, but then I'm generally, when you're a mod, all right, look, I haven't done it here because I'm chatting with you, but when you're a mod, particularly in the bigger channels, I think it's just nice for mods to welcome everyone in anyway, because you're representing the channel, aren't you? So it's just nice to be.
Absolutely. But she's one, I just, oh God, no. When she went completely,
but I would.
I was just like, nah, don't, nah. I don't want anything to do with her. Bubbles, another one, big fat sack of shit. Don't like her.
Yeah. I can't believe that Kelly's a grandma, though. She does look young. You have to say that, don't you? I know she's a knob. She's an awful young, don't she? I mean, fuck. I think, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, but listen, my sister was a grandmother at 38, so you don't have to be,
you know. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. God, that's young as well, isn't it? For a grandmother.
Well, you know, she was married at 8. Well, she got to, she eloped, she ran away and got married, and then she had her first baby at 18 while she was married.
Yeah.
Then her own daughter was, I think, she was 20. Danielle was 20 when she had her baby. So, you know, my sister was like, shit, I'm not even 40 and I'm a grandma.
Wow. So, yeah. I meant to ask, actually, I don't mind asking on that. How's your dad doing, mate?
Oh, he's all right. He's still a miserable old get.
Oh, good. Well, you know he's all right. If they're still miserable and, you know.
Yeah,
doing
thanks for asking.
their
Thank
thing.
you.
No, that's what I
Oh,
meant to ask. I'm sorry I hadn't. You know, you think of, well, when you're online, I don't know if you find this, you seem to have it quite together when you're talking, but do you get off and think, oh, fuck, there's like a million things I've meant to say and I just haven't
yes.
freaking said it?
Yeah, well, like I said, I did it halfway through chat and I suddenly remembered about Dave Ware dying and Jimmy Harrison having the
Oh,
accident. And
yeah.
we
Oh,
meant to
mate.
do
Are
that
you going to
night.
go to the funerals? Or are you going to go to the funeral? Sorry.
No, it's already been. I didn't know
Oh,
about
right.
it until
Oh,
after
shit.
the effect. And yeah, sorry, I'm just seeing who with hang on, Lady Witch. Who's the histrionic liar, Lady Witch? Is that Kelly one or Dorothy? I gave the histrionic liar a chance, but she'll give it a month and she'll be having issues again. Joe, I did call her Snorothy a lot and I don't care. Oh, great. And the same with Meg Healy. If she comes in anywhere, I just leave. Well, like I've said to you, everybody's welcome in here. However, Meg Healy and Ivor, no.
No.
Oh, yeah, no, Lady Witch. Yeah, you're on about Kelly the Advocate. Yeah, me too. I just, and you'll have noticed we were all in the chat that night when she went into BAMS, but I will just not interact with her. I don't trust her. I think she's devious and she thinks she's fake as fuck. So, but, that's just my opinion.
Is that
like
Ivor, you mean?
our own. What's that, Lovey?
Is that Ivor you talking about?
No, that KTA. I just think she's no. When you just look at somebody like, yeah, Kelly the Avocado.
Oh, KTA. So I thought you literally said the name Katie.
Oh,
sorry. KTA.
Yeah.
I thought Katie. Yeah, no. I wouldn't want to linger. And plus, she doesn't converse. She's like, they're in a different mindset, aren't they? They're just on that weird repetitive loop. Talking about like the same thing but different people in their cyclical existence,
And the other thing as well is that I don't understand how not her, but generally on that kind of that side of YouTube or that corner of YouTube, and is the content is just revolving around hate fests on an individual, and that's all it is. It's just what that individual, like Dorothy's initially, it was on Kelly the Advocate, then it was on Natasha, wasn't it? Now it's on Granny's Watching, and you're just like, what the fuck? It's just constant.
She's jumped
weird.
on that bandwagon, has she? Granny's Watching. Bitch.
Yeah.
Wow. I loved actually that they were trolling that Granny's Watching for not showing her face. So they were like, oh, she's a catfish, And like I say, just a little bit of background watching, I've sort of seen this unfold, and it all like got really climatic. I know I sound really sad, don't I? But then they were like, she's a catfish, she'll never show her face. And she did. And god damn it, she looked better than her picture. It was like pretty like cool, And they just had to shut up. They just had to shut the fuck up. She looked exactly the same as her picture. It was like the picture was talking. So like no catfish.
No, you see, I don't know her. I've never watched her. I only know about her through hearing bits and pieces. But it's like constantly, it's who's flavour of the month. And I'm not being funny, but that with her, that godshite that doesn't sleep.
Yeah, man, get some fucking sleep.
She's just it's. If I was that vehement about someone, so that would be like me going, right, she is an absolute arsehole. I fucking hate her. And me setting a whole channel up going, surviving, tis me Deni the arsehole.
Oh my god.
And in months with that title attacking you, going through your, hate watching, streaming your lives, dissecting everything you've done, absolutely hate. And then not even 12 months later, you're up on my channel and we're busy mates. I couldn't be that two-faced.
I couldn't do, no, I wouldn't be two-faced. And if someone had gone hard at me, I can forgive. No issue, but if someone had gone hard at me, I wouldn't ever want to converse with them ever again. Like I say, forgive and move on. But do I want to be around you? No, thanks.
No, but it shows it's beg a friend, isn't it? How desperate are you?
Man.
And I've got more chance of raking in the super chats. Whatever. Look, Lady Witch, I'm proud of to admit I totally survived Tisby.
I was going to say it would be okay, but it's actually true. I genuinely am an asshole. Asshole.
Well, we were talking the wedding I went to yesterday when my niece was about, oh God, she wasn't even 2 years old. She was in my car with me, and I'd only just passed my test, so she's in the car with me, and she's in I've got a baby seat in the back, and a guy actually ran a red light, so I just went, "You arsehole," right? And carried on with the rest of my day. She did exactly like that baby on Meet the Fockers did. We're sat round the dinner table and she was going, arsehole, but singing it, arsehole. I just remember my sister and her husband going, what the fuck?
Were you sweating like that little girl from the Disgusting video?
No, I was actually pissing myself. I had to walk out. I was laughing that hard. So when we were having to say little bits and pieces to the camera yesterday for them, and I was like, love you lots, and you shouldn't really be my favourite, but you are. And I always remember teaching you to say your very first swear word, which was arsehole, and you still are one. So
that's cool. So you're the cool auntie.
Yeah, I've always been the cool. I'm not a regular auntie. I'm a cool auntie, not a regular auntie.
I'm not like a regular mom. I'm a cool mom.
Yeah, I'm a cool mom. If I was a mom,
you want some alcohol? Eh?
But I wouldn't have obviously I've not got the rock hard boob job. The dog starts
I love that film. Yeah, that's so funny. The dog's gnawing on her tit. She doesn't even notice. What's up, Jock? Hold on, there's disdain among the ranks.
Oh no.
What's up? Oh, what's going on? Oliver wants to go out. The cat wants to go out.
Oh, is that your cat on the chair that you've got on your avatar?
Yeah, it's weird. All my pictures have disappeared, and that one's just popped back up. So it was either going to be blank or that, but that's Oliver. But he was a house cat. But where we've moved, he's started venturing into the garden, which is really cool. So he's just taking his time going out there. All of like the issues, because he was like fucking pissing in random places, but all of that stopped. It's just completely sorted itself out, thank God. But he loves it out there. He's like king of the garden.
And are you back in? Have I dreamt this? Are you backing onto farmland now, or I've made that up in my head?
That's because I own 400 acres. No, I don't really. Oh. Sorry, that's a filthy lie, guys. I'm poor. I don't own land. But no, we're actually back onto garages, believe it or not. That's what got ripped off and went through my roof in fucking stormy Nice. But yeah, the other day, the freaking dog, Seth and I were on the trampoline. Oh yeah, I'll have to send a picture. We've got a 14-foot trampoline. So we were out there.
That's brilliant for working your glutes, love. Yeah. Jog on it.
Yeah. Oh, it's so knackering. But so I'd let the dog out. Me and Seth are mucking around. Anyway, a bit of time passes. Get off the trampoline. I think, where's the dog gone? Because I haven't let her back in. So I said to Seth, wait, have you seen the dog? So I'm searching the whole garden. She is fucking nowhere. I've gone in the house. After about 10 minutes, I'm getting a bit panicked. Because it's been a good hour probably. So she's gone. I run upstairs just for the sake of checking and then look out of the upstairs window and she just fucking calmly walks out from next door, doesn't she, bitch? I was like, fucking Maggie, because the fences are down, so she keeps shitting in their garden. But anyway,
It's going to be like you're going to have your neighbours are going to be like me with Catgate.
Well, we were I was sunbathing out there one day. Maggie, as always, goes over, and I'm going, Maggie, calling her back. And she stood at the gap looking to go in. Then I just heard the lady go, oh, she's all right. Like, don't worry. And I said, well, no, that's fine. But she's literally only coming in to poo. That's all she's doing. She's just going to lay a log and leave.
Drop it and go. I do it when Cooper's going to the toilet. I'll go on, lad, knock a mix out. Because Pokey will go, ew. Oh, was she an earlier thirsty flange? I've not worked out who either thirsty flanges yet. I was just asking if anyone had seen Mrs. Murphy. I didn't see her come in. Oh, what a shame.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry we missed her. Sorry, I'm not like, it's because I keep distracting Kiss.
No, I try to. No, not at all. I do try and keep an eye on the chat, but sometimes, especially if it moves suddenly, a lot of people, not that we have hundreds in my chat, but you know what I mean. If everybody types at the same time, I can just about cope with 20. That's kind of my maximum copeability is about 20. I think the worst one was on, or the best one, whichever, was New Year's Eve. You know, the one that I had to take down because of all the "See you next Tuesdays" from Uncle P.
Yeah, that was funny.
I think we had 20 odd in chat that night, and I was struggling a little bit. I don't know how people cope. Like 100 people.
Yeah, and you have to be selective about reading comments. Of course, you can only keep up so much, can't you? So people are going to get butthurt. Well, hopefully not here. I don't mean, but I mean in other chats, because the host just can't reply to everything, can they? It's just impossible.
Well, somebody gave me a good. Well, not for me, obviously. They were just telling me about how they run their. They've got quite a big channel, and I was just having a little away from YouTube chat with them about it, and saying, you know, I don't know how the hell you cope with all, you know, because their chat will fly. And I mean, I've seen some chat where there's been 1,000 people in chat. And they're addressing these comments, and I'm thinking, how are you watching them? Because the screen's gone before you've looked down. And he realised all his mods have the link, but they don't come up on panel. And he said he leaves the mods to check on questions, and anything that is, you know, interesting or pertinent, the mods then go behind, you know, backstage and type it into the private chat.
Oh, right. That sounds very organised. That's highly organised, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good idea, that, isn't it? So, so the mods go through chat, anything that they think should be picked up on or proper questions, they type it in private chat. So then all he has to do is watch private chat rather than watching the chat itself.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's actually a really good idea.
Would you consider employing that?
I will never have that many subs, mate. Don't worry.
Yeah.
No, I do. I think the cut of my jib would mean that
the cut of my jib. Sorry.
Yes. I would only fit a certain select type of sub or channel member. People with like-minded and of a similar sense of humour as myself. And that's about it. Yeah, Lady Witch, great idea, but who is that organised? Exactly. I suppose they... Do you think...
Sorry, mate. Jules just said she's designing home office craft room. Sorry to interject there, but that sounds really exciting. I love DIY now. We've got this house. I'm so sorry to have cut you off there, Kiss.
No, don't behave yourself. It's oh my God. St. Greenhouse, I was in a Weather Channel live the other day where there were 35,000 in chat.
That's a fucking lot. I've seen something similar. When it was Storm Eunice, there's a couple of guys that live stream from Heathrow Airport. And they're just there, set up right by the runway. And there was over 20,000 in their chat. And someone actually said, like, well done, guys. You know, it's a fucking lot.
Wow. Oh, Jules is making soap and soap sponges. How do you make soap?
Oh, so
I'm
you've not found
interested.
it. That makes me think of whale vomit. I take it you've not been successful in any whale vomit finding. Because if Kiss finds any whale vomit, Jules, she could do a deal with you. You could make some
Yeah,
sentence
well,
soap.
listen, if I find the whale vomit and it's a significant amount, we'll all benefit
You're
from.
off. Yeah.
Oh, so I'm off, and that's how you'll all benefit. The last you see me on YouTube.
No,
You
no. What I meant was when you went when I get, if that's a big amount, I thought you was going to say, I'm fucking packing up and leaving, mate. Like going to the Bahamas
No,
or something.
no.
You can
If
still
I got to do
stream from the
things,
Bahamas.
you'd all have a little treat. You'd all have a little treat. What's this one? Oh, nice one, Jules. I love nice soap, but it has to be non-drying as it makes me itch to death. I've not got a non. I didn't even know there was a non-drying soap. That's how ignorant I am. Although,
Well,
oh God, I've got to tell you this. Have any of you seen the
yeah.
adverts for that? I think it's like a Chinese makeup that they put on with this mushroom-headed sponge, and it's like covering up all sorts of shit, you know, like tattoos and acne. And have any of you seen it?
Yeah. I
Right,
think I
yeah.
know what you mean.
Yeah, so I got some. Right, and it's shit. And not only is it shit, I never get spots. I just don't. I've bloody got spot. It's given me flipping spots on it where
Oh no.
where my cheekbone, where my cheekbone hollows in. Well, under my
Yeah.
cheekbone. I'm like, are you kidding me? I've never even,
Oh, that's like
never.
soft skin as well. It's a weird area to get them in it.
Yeah. So listen, guys, if any of you were thinking, because it looks like it's wonderful stuff, it really does. Don't be tempted. It's shit. It doesn't do what it shows on the adverts, and I've got good skin, and it is giving me fucking zits. So I'm going to be witch hazeling the shit out my face later before I go to bed. Bought a soap sponge. It cost me £5. I thought, well, I might as well do my own. Oh. Well, what would you guys like to do because I'm going to do a live probably on Wednesday, because I said I'd try and get back to doing a couple a week, and I'm wondering what kind of theme you might like to go for on Wednesday. So if anyone's got any ideas, please stick them in the chat. Let us know.
Would you like to do you want to hear that brief story about the church I went to?
That was going to be my next question, and I was just going to say, and if you'd like to tell us about her dogging experience for a 40th.
Oh God, yeah. When I said to you something happened in the car, I text Kiss and said something happened in the car park. I said, but it wasn't dogging. We didn't go to a dogging spot. Actually, yeah, we're famous. Our names are on the local toilet walls. We made it.
Yeah,
so actually, I've got my what? Sorry. So, sorry. What were you going to say, Sweet?
No, I was just going to say I will. I will go quiet if you want to regale us with tales of your.
I've got to re-familiarise myself a little bit, because it was only a couple of weeks ago I went. It's not a massive story. I did say to you it was only brief, but I'll tell you what happened. It's weird. I hope I can describe it okay. It's not profound. Well, it is what it is. I'll just say it. So we went to, it's Widdicombe in the Moor, right? So it's in the moors. My God, the moors are a really weird place, aren't they? I've never been to the moors before, and God, I really get it now. What a weird, desolate landscape. But anyway, so this church dates back to like 1100, and there was something on it before, but obviously it's so ancient they don't know what, but they know that something has always stood there, and obviously it's a church now. Anyway, let me find the story. Oh no, let me tell you what happened in the car park. Sorry, I'll get it because I've had a coffee at fucking 11 at night. So I'm all like, sorry. So anyways, we drive down and you kind of go through the moors. It's all really eerie, and we parked, and it was just like a normal gravel car park, right? It looked a bit sandy, a little bit gravelly. It was clean. So we pulled up, we parked. We'd had a bit of a kerfuffle getting changed for fucking parking, so everyone's a little bit. No one was stressed, but it got, the kids really needed to get out of the car at that point. So anyway, we got out the car. I was stood there, and I think I had a smoke. I had a cigarette, so I did a rollie. I stood away from the kids, and as I'm looking, I thought I saw like a dirt devil, only a little one, mind, right? Probably like the width of me, but it was going right up. So this has all only happened in 10 seconds, 15 seconds, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just looking, and I've seen it, and then my thoughts are going through. So I've sort of thought, that's fucking weird. And then I thought, there's no wind. There's literally no wind. So where, as I've gone to think, where's that coming from? It just evaporated and disappeared. And Lloyd said, what did you just see? He could tell. It's really weird how he could just, I suppose we've been together so long, he knows me. I just said, did you fucking see that? He said, no, he didn't see it at all. That was just in the car park. That wasn't even in the church. Anyways, we looked around the church. When we got back, I had accidentally left my door open a little bit, the car door.
Yeah.
And my iPad was in there. There was probably like $2,000 worth of electrical stuff in the car. I'd fucking left. I hadn't shut my door properly, so the electric locking hadn't worked. But no one had touched the car. It was just one of those moments where you get back, and I could see my iPad in my bag, man. But nobody had touched the car. It was pretty fucking lucky.
Gosh, yeah.
Fuck yeah, I really had one of those moments. I was like, but I'm always so busy watching Seth, making sure he doesn't run off. Obviously, I just don't think about anything else. But anyway, so that was it. It was like a weird dirt devil that looked like it was spinning. But like I say, by the time I processed my thoughts, it kind of evaporated. I walked over to the spot, but there was no wind. It was really fucking weird. Really weird.
Oh. Did you get the feeling it might have been a supernatural thing, or?
I did after. Yeah, I thought that's something that wasn't natural.
Yeah,
it's not natural. But I don't know. Could speculate your ass off, couldn't you? I've got no freaking idea. But like I say, to come back to the car and it have not been robbed, I at that point acknowledged it as something positive. And just said, well, thank you, because like I've made a huge mistake there with all our fucking belongings, and thankfully no one's gone near the car.
You know what? I wonder obviously I know you didn't do it, but I wonder if you'd have had the wherewithal to have filmed it, the Dirt Devil, if you'd have seen anything in the shape of the dirt as it was going up.
Yeah, but it was kind of just almost cyclical, like straight, not like a tornado, but it had that cyclical, but it was quite vertical. But like I say, 10 seconds. So it stopped me in my tracks. So while I'm figuring out and clicking, it's not windy, it's gone. And then I've said to Lloyd, "Oh my god, did you see that? That's fucking crazy." I'm just trying to find the story in the book about the actual church. Bear with me.
That was really bad. While you were regaling us with that story, I was putting witch hazel on these spot things on my cheek.
I tell you what's good as well is hydrogen peroxide. You can buy it like 3.5%, and that stuff's really good for just dotting on. It really dries your spots out.
Well, like I said, I've never had spots. Not even the teenage hormonal spots at like 13, 14. Never. I've been very, very lucky. But yeah, they're just, and it's literally in the dip of my cheekbones. It's obviously that bit where the foundation's been settling, so that's going in the bin. What a waste of money that was. So yeah, do not be tempted, anybody, because it's shit. While you're looking at that, I'll just go back through chat and see what.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I think I've gone right a bit.
No. You're fine. You do that. Let me do it. Sponge with soap, adding oats and flower buds for exfoliation. Oh, very nice.
I treated myself to well, Lloyd treated me. I'm such a liar. He treated me to a couple of nice number 7 face masks. A clay one and one especially for spots. And then sometimes if I get a spot, I'll just dab that on and literally leave that on overnight.
Oh, I might have a do with that then. Like I said, I'm hoping that once, you know, these have gone, I won't get them again because I will not be. I've never had it. You know, I very rarely wear makeup as it is. You know, a bit of bronzer. That's all I tend to wear. A bit of bronzer and a bit of mascara because my eyelashes are blonde. But apart from that, I never really wear anything. But yeah, I think that's taught me a lesson. I will not be repeating it. Me and foundation obviously are not supposed to be friends. I'm definitely not that cheap shit Chinese shite. No.
Well, there you go, everyone. That's sound advice. So don't do it. So just don't goddamn do it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how good it looks. Don't get it. Yeah, oh, hiya, Paul. We've been on for 3 hours, Paul.
Oh shit! What sort of time? I'm not going to be too much later myself. How are you okay for a minute? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Paul was just asking how long we've been on for. So we're saying exactly 3 hours. Lovely.
Oh, 3 hours. Wow, time flies, huh?
When you're having fun.
So do you mind if I've got the story? It's right in front of me. I'm such a thicko at times, but I've got the story. It's a fucking 20-page booklet, and I've just been flicking through it. But I've got it. I'm there. So back in 1638, right? Like the story for anyone that's just whatever living their day is people were at the service on a Sunday. There was a huge storm. Lightning struck the church, and it struck the highest bit. I forget what you call that now. So like the roof caved in, and the lightning created like a fireball that went into the church, right? And went down the fucking main walk aisle, killed 4 people on the spot, obviously burnt the fuck out of the church, and like 7 other people died, but later on related to the injuries. And there were in fact, mad, huh? Were in fact like 2 of the people that were killed in the church were actually buried in the church. You can see their flagstones where their tombstones on the floor, obviously very warm because it was 1600s. But the but the story that they call it the day that Widdicombe was visited by Satan.
Wow.
Right.
And I bet
the story goes that
I bet they would have thought that was a sign from God the devil, wouldn't they?
Fuck yes, would they? I mean, Kiss, they were sat in church, man. Can you imagine for those people back in 1638? They sat in church.
We lost you there for a minute, Liz.
Yeah. Oh, hello. Am I back? Hello.
Yeah, we lost you. There was a lot of interference then. We couldn't hear you, love.
Oh, that's weird. Is it clear again now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Oh, good. Okay. So what didn't you hear? Did you hear about the fireball going through the church?
Yeah, it was just what you started to say after that.
Yeah, just that you'd said obviously the people back then would have seen it as a sign, wouldn't they? And they did in fact call it the day that Satan visited Widdicombe. Because can you hear me okay?
Wow.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, can hear you now.
Yeah, oh, good. Shall I go out and come back in?
Yeah, I think you're on quite a delay.
Yeah, let me do that quick because
Yeah, you seem to have quite a bit of a delay there. Shall I play some really shit like Deni had? Do 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 do. Jules, probably Wednesday. I've not decided on a topic yet, though, so I don't know whether to go down the history route, the mystery route, the weird and wonderful cryptid creature route. I don't know yet. And here we have her back.
Hello. Hopefully that's better again. Yeah, that seems better.
But it's going to be Wednesday.
Okay. So yeah, so the Bible went through, obviously. I think there's still a delay. Everyone's like, rah, 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 rah. Night, Jules. What are we waiting for? Can you hear me all right?
Yep, can hear you okay. I just think there's a delay, so I'm just sitting back and letting you chat.
All right, well, I'll just get this freaking story out. It's all going. I know it's a bit weird, isn't it, that there's interference. I'm just going to say the story. So the people back in 1638 would have obviously, they considered that day the day that Satan visited Widdicombe. Okay, and they say that it was because somebody had fallen asleep during the service. So if someone falls asleep during service, that gives open passage to the devil. There was also a guy that lived in the town who was a notorious gambler and drinker, and he had, by all accounts, sold his soul to the devil for X amount of gold. He took this gold, he paid off his debts. Obviously, the devil came to collect. So there was a lady at the quite a nearby inn called the Pound Inn, and she said that a man came along on a horse. The horse's hooves were steaming, and as it cuffed the ground, like sparks were coming off it, like it was electric. And he said to the inn lady, "I want a drink. I've got a thirst." So she got him an ale. He threw her a couple of coins, and apparently, as he drank this ale, it sizzled down his throat. So off he goes to Widdicombe. Anyway, like I say, the boy had fallen asleep in church. This gambling guy is in church. The devil arrived. He went onto the top tower. He tied his horse to the tower. He went in, which is what the fireball was, got this gambling guy, because the devil had come to reclaim his debt, dragged the guy out and took the guy with him. Now, the guy had fallen asleep, as I said, and he had 4 cards in his hand. And as it happened, it was the best hand he'd ever had. It was 4 aces. And as the devil was flying him over the moors, they call those fields the devil's playing cards, because apparently this guy dropped his cards mid-flight with the devil. They fell onto the land, and you can fucking see there's rocks, yeah, on huge patches of the moors, and one's like a club, one's a heart, and on the other side it's the other suits of the decks. So yeah, so that was the day that the devil visited Widdicombe in the moor. The end. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
I don't know. I don't. I was trying to type in then. I don't know if it was just me. I've kept having signs coming up saying having trouble connecting. Please check your internet connection. And I missed all of your story. I was trying to type in, going.
I tell you, because it's getting a bit. I'm getting a bit freaked out. It's getting a bit weird. So I'll save it and retell it another night. Let's move on to something else. I'm getting a bit freaked out. So
yeah, that was bizarre. That the minute you finished it,
did anybody hear that? Yeah, I said the whole thing. If anyone heard, say in chat. Is Ivor's firstly Flange can hear me fine, but that was a little bit earlier. Yeah, so I'm not worried. I'm feeling a bit freaked out. I'm just going to do the sign of the cross. So that's fine. We won't. We don't
No,
need to discuss that story now.
Whose is the last? What's the latest comment you can see?
Huh?
The last one I can see.
No, you've gone like a Dalek.
Do I need to? I might need to come out. Oh, have I?
Look, Julia heard. Yeah, so the guys heard. I don't think you've got great signal, Kiss. Possibly. I don't mean to like dump all the blame on you, but I think it is basically your fault.
Yeah, no, that's
joking.
It's actually showing that I've got full signal. I was like, what is going on?
It's that
But
story.
this happened with
it's that story. Yeah, Kiss has gone all robotic, and Julia. She's like, Dalek.
Oh, right. Give me a second. I'll come back.
Oh, hold on.
Give me a sec, guys. I'll come back.
Hold on, guys. I won't leave you hanging for long.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Hi, sorry. Hi.
I'm still a Dalek.
No, it sounds much better.
That's bizarre. See, that's exactly the same thing happened when Burren Witch was trying to tell us about the elemental spirit at Lep Castle.
Really? It's weird.
Exactly the same thing.
Yes. Done so many lives now, and you never have that problem. That is odd. But
yeah,
the guys in the chat heard it, so I'll have to retell you it next time. But I took some pictures of the church. I'll send them to you.
Oh yeah, brilliant. That would be really good.
Yeah.
I just wish I could do because I can't do community posts because I don't have enough followers.
Yeah, you need 500. So you're like, a quarter of the way there.
I could post stories and things and photographs. So what I have to do is make shorts or little mini videos, but do them with films in and what have you, and photos. Oh, Julie's just saying your story was a bit like Headless Horseman.
Well, yeah, he wasn't headless, but he wasn't headless. But Julia, I thought the same thing. I reckon that story is what inspired Sleepy Hollow, because it is very similar, isn't it? But
now, who wrote?
And the fields that represent the playing cards are there. You can see them like in aerial view. It's really odd. But like I say, obviously something was getting a bit weird about me telling the story.
Yeah, I think sometimes you just get that. There's that vibe there, isn't there? That maybe it's not the right time, the right day, whatever, to tell a particular. Plus, don't forget we've got the full moon last night, so everything seems to go a little bit dry, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does make, especially us ladies, makes us go a bit doolally.
Well, it makes everybody because
no, you're right. Crime rates are higher than on a full moon.
Yeah, well, you've just read my mind because my ex was a police officer, and he used to absolutely hate, and I mean we're talking physically hate, being on a night duty when it was a full moon because he said the cells would be full. And I was like, "You're joking me?" He went, "No." He said, "Every fucking idiot, every maniac, every absolute," he said, "it causes people, normal people," he said, "we have more domestic violence cases on a full moon." He said, "we have more drunken fights on full moon." I was like, "Jesus, really?" It's like, "Yeah." So the absolute fucking maniacs.
That's cool. I've got to go for a wee. I'll be back.
No problem. Oh, Green Eyes' news, bank holiday here. My mum sets off for Oz in the morning. Oh, I bet you can't wait, can you? Oh, I'm so excited for you. I tell you what, though, I bet she'll get that pool warmed up for her, Green Eyes, because I bet she'll have a numb bum by the time she gets to yours. Because it's a long bloody flight, isn't it? And I know that, having done it myself on 2 occasions. I loved Australia. Absolutely loved it. So, as I was asking before, while we're waiting for Deni to come back, has anybody got any ideas for what you would like me to do with the live on Wednesday? Or I can surprise you all and you can have to have what I decide to do. But if there are any topics you'd like us to cover. Oh, you've got butterflies in your tummy. You're so excited. Oh, Sid says, every full moon, my mate likes to frequent gay bars and nightclubs and pick up men. He's a queer wolf. Oh, dear.
I've returned. Oh, Green Eyes, I'm so happy for you. I hope your mum has a very safe and comfortable journey. But how wonderful! What a lovely thing for you to look forward to.
Well, wants to let people in without needing injections. She can have me and Pokey come visiting. I want to sit by the pool.
I tell you, some of that was.
What's that, sorry?
I don't. Oh, I just said. I don't care for the Australian bugs, but I would love to sunbathe out there. Obviously, you've been out there a couple of times yourself, haven't you, Kiss? You're a seasoned Aussie, really.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, I went backpacking with my mate. You know, we did 4 weeks the first time and 6 weeks the second time. Wow. Just bummed it, you know, saving all my leave up, the entire year's leave from work, and then just going bumming it. But we had such a great time, and I think as well, like backpacking, it's something I think. Well, I don't know so much that I'd say everybody should do it now. No, you know, because there seem to be more nutters. There've always been nutters and murderers around, but they just seem to be more brazen these days, don't they?
Yeah.
Used to say, you know, backpacking. It's, you know, everybody should do backpacking at least once. Go to Thailand, go to Australia, go to Goa. I've done it, but I haven't been to Goa, but I have been to Thailand and Australia. Just gutted I never went to New Zealand.
Oh, you were so close as well. You could do it again, can you?
Yeah, well, that's what we keep joking about with Greenhouse. Saying she can put me and Porky up. We'll come over.
I don't think she would mind. I think she'd love that. I don't know if speak for her, but.
Well, I said if she comes over here to see her mum, we are having drinkies because she won't be that far away from us. When they drop the vaccine, see, there you go. When they drop the vaccine mandate, would love for you and Porky to come and stay.
Oh, well, she's there for 3 months. Wow.
Oh, that's amazing.
See, that's a holiday, isn't it? How lovely to sort of, when you've got family, you know, when you guys are set up like that, that's amazing to be able to have 3 months away like that. Oh.
Now, Julia's just said we need to guess who's Ivor. So who do we think is Ivor's thirsty flange?
Well, it was established that we'd seen Mrs. Mercury, not like us personally, I don't think. I think we missed her, but she has been in, so I don't think that she would have swapped back. So that was who I'd thought initially.
You see, thirsty flange is along the lines of expected Sheila.
Maybe it's Frida.
Oh, okay. Right, so I'm saying Sheila, and Deni reckons that's Frida.
It could be, yeah.
Well,
Huh?
Go on, sorry.
No, I don't know what I was going to say. Don't worry, go on.
No, I was only going to say because whenever Sheila does it, she'll use like rude ones like thirsty flange or soggy muff or something. So can I just check? Because obviously we've had a couple. We had another Ivor one. Ivor's. Oh, Ivor. What was the one that had up on screen?
Is it Frida? I was right. If I was.
Oh, well done. Yeah. We had another one. Was it Ivor Dirt Box or something? What was the other one we had up?
Ivor Dirt Box.
I can't remember what it was.
I mean, she's one crank. God damn it. Fuck. I mean, there was just the cringe is real in it when you're like, just turn your fucking phone off.
Well, I was going to ask though, has she done? I mean, I know she's always a knob, but has she done something? Because I just noticed there were a few people with the Ivor name coming in, and I just wondered, has she done anything specific the last few days, or is it just in general?
Ivor's become kind of like a. I mean, I don't want to say mascot because I don't want to encourage or like condone her behaviour. Do you know what I mean? She's an arsehole, but she is like a mascot of YouTube. She's like your. Do you know what I mean? If you need a name to take the piss out,
you aspire not to be.
Hey, what was that?
What you aspire not to be.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? And but she's just on the tear daily. She tears. I think I subbed to her once, and she uploaded so fucking much. I wanted to smash my phone up. It was bibbing so much, and I had to unsub. It was just fucking psychotic. It was psychotic how much she uploads. I don't know about now.
Oh, we are. It was out because I put Ivor's dirt box, which it wasn't. It's Ivor's fudge wallet.
Oh.
Who do we think?
I don't know how I get. I don't know. Honestly, it just came to me. I just suddenly thought Frida.
Yeah, well, I didn't get you this time, Frida. Lady Witch, she's been very verbal regarding her opinion of a certain someone collecting lawyers' fees. Yeah, she has, but I mean, I'll be honest with you. Hey, what happened with her? Wasn't she supposed to be the overseer of money? Shitlord.
That all went to shit within a fucking month. Do you know what I mean?
Nothing lasts. Yeah, no. I mean, what happened there? You know, did Shamu get a new tank? Is the manatee wearing a new moo-moo? What? We need answers.
Yeah, where is Shamu? Is Shamu back with the pod, with her pod? You know?
Yeah, well, she swum away and left shitload, hasn't she?
Or has she gone back to Manatee Cove? I mean, Manatees are cute, though, aren't they? But
the manatees don't want her. No, she looks like that bloody squidgy face thing that looks like Mrs. Portland. Maybe they're related. What's that? Shamu got chin surgery.
What did she have? Like, did she have some stairs installed on it?
I just want to sing the pie song now. Who ate all the pies? Who ate all the pies? You fat bastard, you fat bastard, you ate all the pies. I used to love those memes, you know, with like Willy Wonka, like the original Willy Wonka. What was his name? Gene
Wilde.
And he has that really funny face with this. So he's got his purple suit and his top hat, and he's got this really whimsical look on his face, and and the meme just says, "You big fat shit." And
the expression is so memeable, isn't it? So many funny things.
Yeah. You big fat shit. It just made me. Some things make me laugh. It's like you fat shit makes me laugh, and turd makes me laugh, and there's just certain words. But I mean, there's another word that I can't say. That's
so
really.
You say fat shit, and I just think of the ones that my littlest bangs out. I mean, it's not normal how big they are. I honestly, no pun intended. I shit you not. When he lets them out, I look at him, I go, mate, I can't even understand how you can keep that in your body. It's huge. They're so big. I can't explain. I mean, I'll take a picture, but it's weird, isn't it? It's pretty weird. No one wants to see it.
Get him to look down the toilet next time. Frighten him into doing smaller ones. Just go, oh my God, look, toilet. There's one.
He's a little collector. He likes saving it all up.
You should say to him, "Oh my God, look down the toilet. There's one of King Kong's fingers. You've eaten."
Have you? Yeah,
you've eaten King Kong's.
It was the size of three men. 3 men's shit in one. Fucking, I was amazed. Absolutely amazed. And then I said, when he got off the loo and we both stood there looking, I went, that's going to flood. And I actually prepped because I thought I'm flushing. And if that water comes up, I'm running. I'm just running. I'll lock the bathroom and Lloyd can do it when he comes in.
Oh,
But it didn't flood. It didn't, guys. It was King Kong's finger, but that thing slipped away like it was meant to, you know.
Well, you see, I had a little bit of a toilet mishap last week, and you know, we're still in the honeymoon period. We've only just started living together, and you know, I'm not doing any little pumps near him and things like that. And obviously, I don't have an arsehole. So, you know, being a lady, I don't fart, and I definitely don't go to the toilet and poo. So I'd had a little bit of a toilet mishap. I'd gone to the toilet. Normally, sorry everybody, very bit graphic, but we're going there. Me poos are usually quite normal. This particular day, it floated, and it wouldn't. I flushed the toilet, and it went down, and then it came back again. So flushed the toilet about 5 times, and I'd flush it, and it'd be, and I'd be like, "Oh, great!" And then the next minute, back round the S-bend, hidey ho,
Howdy, hi.
Mr. fucking Hanky, up it came again. So,
What did you do? Did you get the brush?
no, so I covered it with toilet roll, and I flushed it. And then it come back again, and then I'm really bothered because in case I block the toilet, because there's like half a roll of toilet roll has gone on top of this jobby now. I flushed the toilet again, back it so I'm dying of embarrassment, but the other half of me, I'm pissing myself because obviously in my head I'm singing Mr. Hanky the Christmas poo. So every time I flush it, pop back up. I'm literally going in my own head. Oh,
You start off like that
Mr. Hanky, the Christmas poo. Then what was really bad, because Porky's daughter was here. So I'd come out the toilet and she's seen my face, and I've gone, there's a poo in there and it won't go. So she's laughing. She's only 12. She's laughing her head off. We don't tell your dad. So like he's not going to notice. So I went back up a bit later on, and she met me on the landing. She went, my dad's been in the bathroom. I went, oh, did he see it? And she went, yeah. So I thought, right. Went downstairs, and he obviously wasn't going to address it. So he's in the kitchen, and I said, I feel really bad for like child of Porky. I said, there's a poo floating in the toilet. He went, yeah, I saw it before, just as she's coming through the toilet. She's like, no, it wasn't. It was yours.
So you should have said, like, how does it feel having seen the imprint of my intestines?
It wasn't a very big one. It was just a little. But then he starts then with the whole. You remember the song I was doing with the Eddie Murphy sketch about his brother having the shit in the bathtub? You here for that one?
Okay.
Yeah, he was saying, you know, with playing with G.I. Joe in the water, and they're in the bathroom, and his brother. And he's like, G.I. Joe is swimming in the water. And his brother decided to mix it up a bit. So he shit in the bath. It gets hold of it in his hand and goes, and then a big brown shark came. Porky's singing me the big.
I do remember it now, yeah.
Yeah, so now he does. He realises, yes, I do have a bum hole. I can't pretend I don't anymore. Can't blame it on anybody but me.
I mean, yeah, that was awkward. What an annoying little shit. The fact you just bunged a load of toilet roll on top. It's all very suspect, isn't it?
I know, but it's just this whole, what is it about floating back? I've never had a poo that floats back before. And I've just remembered as well, we're going to talk poo. Frida, do you remember we were talking about Ephesus in Turkey? And I said, oh yeah, I had a poo at Ephesus. I need to tell you about that on the next live. So me and my ex had gone to Turkey. Only time I've ever been. We'll never go back again. I keep saying I'm going to try and be as tactful as I can. The place was beautiful. I'll leave it there. The place was beautiful, but I'll never go back. Make of that what you will. Anyway, we went on a trip to Ephesus, and it's the big Roman temple. And we're on I think it was an overnight. It was either one or two. I can't remember now. But we were on this coach, and we were going out to Ephesus and then Pamukkale, which are these salt pools up in the mountains, and then going to have a meal and whatnot, and then get all the way back because we were staying at Marmaris. And the night before, we'd had this really dodgy meal. And I mean, he'd been farting all night.
Oh, no.
My guts were giving me some. We're stuck on this coach for ages. We get to Ephesus. We're walking around this temple, and I suddenly just went, you suddenly grip your stomach, and I'm like, shit. And he went, what's up? I went, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I said, where are there some toilets? And I'm looking around, I'm frantic. And he's like, babe, there's no toilets. I'm like, I need a poo really badly. So we've got our overnight bags with us. So he gets me this towel, a bath towel out. So I goes down this slope, and all that there are little like foot high pine trees. There's no cover whatsoever.
Oh my God.
He's holding this bath towel out, this bath sheet, so that I can be the other side of it, shielded from the people who are walking around, hoping to God there's nobody further down the hill. And I absolutely let go. And I mean, I cut loose like you wouldn't believe. He's holding this bath sheet, trying to deviate between puking and pissing himself laughing. All his noise. And then I went, pass me some toilet roll. And he's like, yeah, because I carry toilet roll and a fucking grip. I'm like, well, pass me a tissue. He went, I ain't got any, babe. I'm like, what the fuck? I need to wipe my ass. There's no grass, nothing. Do you know all we had was our bus tickets? I had to wipe my ass on our bus tickets, right? Then I have to explain to the guy that we didn't have our bus tickets to try and get back on. We lost them. And when I looked, I'd actually crapped all over this little, it was probably about a foot high, this little pine tree. And he said, if we come back here in 2 years' time, that'll be about 80 foot tall because the amount of fertilizer that's just coming. That was not good. Oh, I was not in a good place that day. I shit through the eye of a needle. It was awful.
So it was obviously a dodgy meal. Did you carry on shitting when you got to your destination, or was that just like?
No, it was just that. It was just, yeah. Oh, give me one sec. The dog is howling at the front door. Okay. Oi. The little monkey. Yeah. No, I was actually all right because I don't tend to get upset stomachs when I'm away, but that one, yeah, I absolutely did. Yeah, there always has to be a poo story when you go abroad, though, doesn't there? Frida's saying, loved Ephesus, but remember my ex-husband had a very upset stomach for about a month after we came back, but I was okay. Yeah, usually I'm okay as well, Frida, but that one time, no, absolutely was not. It was pretty tragic. It was pretty tragic.
Well, yeah, I mean, shitting on a hillside. That's definitely something I haven't done. I can't confess to doing that, but
right. Do you know? I've got to tell you now, Deni and chat. I've got a 12-year-old just walked into the kitchen to get herself a glass of water to hear shitting on a hillside.
You shit on a hillside.
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm not. She just asked me, did a shit on a hillside?
Yeah,
I'm a weird.
Shit on a hillside. Yeah, she
Honestly,
did that.
Wasn't well. I was in Turkey and I wasn't well. So that was my my little trip to Ephesus. Probably another reason why I couldn't go back. I didn't like Frida said, it was a beautiful place, but yeah, I think maybe being a blonde woman in Turkey, if you catch my drift, isn't a great.
I went to when we went to Tunis, we went there. Did we go there? I think my dad went there a couple of times, but because I had blonde hair and blue eyes, I think I said before, all the old Arabs and that were like fucking well excited. Yeah,
well, it wasn't that. They were just a bit gropey, feely, touchy. Now you go to Greece, Italy,
they'd snatch and sell you.
Well, what I found was, like, because obviously I lived in Italy and I was used to it. You know, you get them coming behind you, go. They don't wolf whistle at you in Italy. They kind of like go, like you're chatting to a budgie. But if they try and ass, which they did all the time, you're always getting your ass pinched. I used to turn around and slap faces, and they'd just take it as a bit of, I don't know, foreplay or something. Like, oh, bella ragazza, bella ragazza. So that was all right. turkey, I'm thinking it's the same thing. I had some dirty old Turk following me around the bazaar. I'd lost my ex-boyfriend somewhere. He was looking at a stall. I'd lost him. I'm wandering around. This dirty old Turk's following me around, like clucking and trying to grabbing my arm. You know, come here, lady, come here. And I'm like, no, you're all right. And he touched my arse. So I turned around and shoved him. Denny, I thought he was going to kill me. He got his hand around my throat. This is in the middle of the bazaar. Yeah, he got hold of me by the throat like he was going to lift me up. Some other guy tried to come over to stop him. Oh yeah, it was, and I thought, you misogynistic piece of shit. Yeah, and then he was throwing fruit at me because he had a fruit stall. He was getting plum chucking at me, and I was like, right, okay, whatever. And then we had the owner of the hotel was really nice. He'd grown up in Sheffield, of all places. He was Turkish. But his youngest brother, because his dad had married a second time, younger brother who was the same age as me at the time, he was, oh God, following me up to the room. Bear in mind, I'm with an ex-boyfriend. He's following me up to the room, rapping on our bedroom door at night. Jackie, lovely lady, Jackie, come and drink.
Oh my God, that's
yeah. And I was like, yeah, like I'm never coming to Turkey again. Sorry, nice country, but no, thank you. Not for me.
Gee, that's made my when we went to Tunisia, my stepsister ended up fucking one of the locals. Oh God, just so rank.
No. Just seeing Frida's there saying, I remember they kept kissing my hand in Turkey, saying she's like my mother, my sister. Yeah, right. What's we've still not worked out whose fudge wallet is.
Yeah, so who is Ivor's fudge wallet? Well, we're resting, I think, on either Sheila.
Or hang on, we usually get caught out by Meadow, but Meadow doesn't really. It won't be Starlight, will it? Because Starlight's drawing tonight. Meadow usually throws us, and she picks an incognito name and fools everybody. But I don't think she would have gone for an Ivor anything. So that's my thoughts. Oh, what's this, Sid? Oh, you've had a nice Easter dinner. Lovely.
Did anyone have lamb today? Is that a thing?
Yes.
I like lamb. I find it too fatty personally. It's not a favourite meat here.
Yeah, no, we had lamb. It was because we went for a family meal, and it's one of those things in our family. Easter, it's always lamb.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Some people just, love it.
What did you have then?
We just had a very basic dinner because we've obviously got the kids. They've had a massive Easter egg hunt this morning.
Oh, great!
So I'm not going to do a full blown rose when they go off to their rooms with their chocolate. So they're just sat noshing.
Yeah.
So I did scrambled eggs and bacon and all that for like a brunch. And we've just had
nice.
Yeah. So they've just scoffed up. I'll be interested to go into their rooms to see how much they've eaten. I'm gonna have a look when I go up.
I might have an Easter egg for me supper. Just seeing that Frida's saying yes, I'm stuffed. Nice to have food served to you though. No washing up and no cooking. Love it. What did you have, Frida?
Yeah, what did everybody have?
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat what you had for your Easter meal.
But I just found in the drawer in the kitchen, I just found a little stash of an egg, a Malteser bar, and a marshmallow that the kids have missed. So I've just eaten them.
I've started it off. I've put what I had. I had lamb. Oh, I love lamb. It's my favourite of all the meats. If I could eat lamb every day, I would eat it every single day. Yeah.
It is a lovely meat, but like I say, it just can be ever so fatty, can't it? You just don't get much.
Oh, Green Eyes had lamb curry. Nice. Oh, Julia's got a good point. Is Fudge Wallet Fern? She got us last time. Oh, Fudge Wallet, if you're still here.
Is that you, Fern?
Do you know what I like? I'm really sorry because I'm going to kind of put you a little bit on the spot here, Julia. Do you know what I really like? The fact that Julia came and joined in with everybody and joined the channel by accident, just because we showed up.
Oh,
I think
really?
did we show up in your recommendations? And she'd only just joined YouTube and was a bit like, "Am I all right to come in?" Yeah, whatever. And I love this now. She's here on everything. She manages to guess everybody, you know. And I really like that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Like
So
seeing
it's
that.
fate,
It's
isn't
great.
it? It's meant to be. And where it's gone on, we've all got to know each other, you know, better, haven't we? No, I get you there. It is nice.
Yeah. I just like seeing things like that. And obviously Starlight as well, who you know, she was another one just watching, and Kathy watching and not joining in. And then, you know, I think I made a comment sometime going, you know, please come in if anyone's watching and blah, blah, blah. And coming in and
hi.
yeah. I'll tell you who I haven't seen for a while though on the tubes, and I don't know if anybody else has. Blue Rose. You know,
no, I haven't seen her in ages.
No, Blue Rose and Linda as well. Me two girls on the Wirral. But you know, sometimes people do, don't they? You have a few months off YouTube and you go off.
Life just catches up, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, it goes bloody quick. That sounds delicious, Frida. Gosh, you just can't beat a goddamn Christmas dinner, can you? I mean, and bread, like my most favourite roast would be Christmas dinner: turkey, bread sauce, cranberry sauce. That is freaking heaven. That is just heaven.
Oh, my uncle made bread sauce. The last Christmas dinner I went to at his before the lockdown, and I don't recall ever having had it before, and it was bloody good.
Oh, I love it. Oh God, and I kick myself because I think, why do I only ever have it at Christmas? It's like, hello, bread sauce.
Absolutely. Oh, Julie's just saying, I still get lost in some conversations, but enjoy the group. Well, that's it, Julia. And it's about having a laugh, isn't it? Because I think, we can get a little bit raucous sometimes. We can get a bit near the knuckle. And there are going to be some conversations, like we're talking about a couple of other creators that we've obviously known for a year, 2 years, 3 years, what have you.
Yeah.
There will be some things that happen that you don't know about, but on the whole, you know, and I'm made up that you stuck with us, even though it was unintentional for the first visit. But yeah, and especially, were you in Deni when Julia had and her son came up?
No, I missed that. No, because I've not been around for quite a few, really.
It was the one with Burren Witch, when, you know, the one where Burren Witch tells us about Lep Castle.
Yeah.
And Julia and her son came up as well on panel, and they were telling us about, some real freaky deaky stuff that's gone on. So, yeah, I'm going to do another one because Burren Witch has got all these wonderful tales. But I'll be made up if you're free, if you come up at the same time, because I know that if I don't ask a question, you'll have thought of it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, I'll be more than happy to.
Yeah. So have you any thoughts about Wednesday?
I haven't got any thoughts at the minute. I can let you. Well, if we think of did anyone in chat say anything?
No one said anything at the minute. Anything in chat? Any particular topic?
Because everybody's travelled a fair bit. Everybody's coming up with. I mean, what about like holiday stories? You know, notable. Is that boring or I don't know?
I don't think it is. What do you think, everybody? Like, I don't know what you're thinking. Like funny or strange or.
You just told us about you shitting on a hillside.
Yes.
You shit on a hillside in Turkey. Her shit has helped a tree grow.
Quite generous.
That is generous of her, isn't it? And it's like leaving a little British flag in Turkey.
Yeah, have that.
Have that.
Have that, Erdogan, you bastard. Happy days.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, I don't think I've probably told you most of mine, but yeah, it's nice to if anyone's got any good holiday stories, either scary ones, like you've just said, a scary one and a funny one. So
I don't know. What do you all think? How's that one for Wednesday? If we do holidays, a few holiday stories, because I mean that one I told about the weird Scary Creature, that was on a holiday up at my dad's. It was back home, but holiday from here, you know, things like that. And yeah, I think that's a pretty good.
Yeah, it's different, isn't it? Because it is. It just is. I'll just read it as well. I use that time to the break. It's my second cup of coffee now. I feel like a right rebel being up this late.
Rebel. Well, what I can do is, so I'm not keeping it, because God, it's 11:45 already. Well, if we don't know, maybe start wrapping it up now a little bit.
I was going to say I'm going to chip off if it is very late, isn't it? Frankly.
Do you know that I want to really thank you for. I love having you up on panel, Tez.
Oh no, thank you for having me. It's always, the time has just flown, and it's just so lovely for me to be able to just chill out and relax with you and have a laugh, and it's a really nice way for me.
I think it's nice when we start discussing things, and you know, we'll have a little laugh and we'll start onto something. It goes off at a tangent, and then we go back to. And I like it, and you know, everybody always when you're.
Yeah, so no, it's been lovely. So look, I will. I'm going to jump off and let you wrap up and finish up, and I just give you huge hugs and kisses. Thank you so much. I might linger in chat for another 5, but I'm going to get. I've had 2 coffees. That's the only thing with coffee. Your mouth tastes like dog shit after, doesn't it?
Just before you go, I'm just looking at Frida there. I remember having to pee outside a car in the wilds. There was a hailstorm. My ass felt like it was bombarded with needles.
Oh my God. That is some extreme. That's, okay, we could call the topic extreme toileting. That's a good extreme toileting story.
We'll all have a good story there. Well, I've just told you of mine.
Look, a chilly noonie. Hey, why don't girls wear skirts in winter? Because of chapped lips.
Well, that was like, why don't witches wear knickers? So they've got a better grip on the.
Oh, it's terrible, isn't it? Oh no, I've got this joke. I've told this elsewhere before, but a guy gets home from work and there's his wife's there and she's naked and she's just going down the banister. She's just sliding down the banister, going back upside and down. He goes, "What are you doing?" And she goes, "Just warming dinner up there." Thank you, Julia. Thanks so much. It'd be nice if you come up again one evening. Well, like Kiz just said, it'd be good to get a few of us up again.
Yeah, I mean, I did enjoy it on New Year's Eve when we had every. Do you remember? Oh God, do you remember?
That was so funny. I mean, I was beer that night, so some of it's a bit hazy, but it was so fucking
we had
funny.
4 of us, didn't we? At one point, there was me and you, Uncle P. Who else was that?
There was. I thought there was more than 3 of us, wasn't there?
Was
just the 3 of us with such loud mouths? It felt like there was more. It felt like
we had more. I think didn't we have? I know we had Nuff up with us at one point. I'm thinking, did we have Cassius up?
Yes, Cassius jumped up. That's right. I'm sure there wasn't there another female that came up? Forgive me for not remembering. Like I say.
Oh, hang on. Was it Roberta
that night? So we're going to twat mode. I just don't
remember.
Sorry.
It might have been Roberta, maybe. Roberta Armour.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I apologise to anyone.
Frida saying Deni. Oh God, Uncle P. She's banned after she can't come on my.
How is she doing?
She's doing all right. She rang me yesterday while I was at the wedding. I actually got, and in true Uncle P style, for those who know and love her, I got a phone call. I answered it. I was just waiting for my niece to rock up in the wedding car. Answered my phone because I didn't recognise the number, and she went, "Happy Easter, cunt!"
Oh, brilliant! That was so funny that night. That was so fucking funny. Hilarious.
Yeah, it's
Frida, thank you. You too, Frida. Always enjoy your company, and I'm pretty chuffed that I guessed who you were. Boom.
I know. I think she told you. I don't believe you guessed it. Boom. I think that was a thing.
That's the winner. The winner. Not that see, that's Aries making a competition out of nothing. Do you know what I mean?
I know. We've got to do it. We've got to do it.
Yeah.
So, well, what I'll do. Oh, well, do you want to? Sorry, I'm keeping you up. Who knew?
Kiss, thanks so much again, lovely. It's been really fun. I've loved it. And thanks everyone in chat. Lots of love to everyone. Have a great rest of your Easter weekends and enjoy Bank Holiday Monday. And I will catch up with everyone soon.
Thank you. And say night night to Lide.
Good night, lad. He's probably crashed out on the couch. I'm going to go and frighten him.
Oh, thank you for checking. Thank you so much.
No, thank you, mate. Take care. I'll talk to you soon, all right?
Right then. Thanks, Dan.
All right, mate. Bye.
Oh, thank you so much to the lovely Tis Me Deni, as always, making us all laugh. So I'm going to wrap it up now, guys and gals, and thank you so much for coming in, as always. So I think, unless somebody comes up with a better suggestion or a more, I don't know, a funnier suggestion, I think that Wednesday, if we go with some like random holiday funnies or scaries or weird stories. So, you know, or getting like, and I've got a funny stroke frightening one from Thailand. And yeah, so yeah, if you fancy doing that, a few funny tales from our travels around the planet, or even in this country or whichever country you're in, that would be quite interesting. Something's a bit different. Keep it a bit light-hearted, and then I will. I've got no idea who Fudge Wallet was, Frida. None whatsoever. I don't know if it would be. I mean, I guess Joe. But I've no idea who that was. If I had to guess, and it is a guess, I would say it would be somebody like Starlight or Meadow or Sheila. Paul. Oh, it might be Paula actually, because Paula Parkinson sometimes comes in. I think they've left as well, Julia. That's why I'm wondering if it might be Paula, because Paula Parkinson will come in as sometimes, and then she leaves the chat quite early. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I might be able to go back and check after the chat's finished and see if the real name has come up. So, right. Well, if I wind this one up now and love you all and leave you. And if I say that hopefully I will see if you're around, if I see you on Wednesday, and we'll have a bit of a yeah, maybe Frida. Well, you'll have to remind me, Frida, that if Paula, because I think last time we had somebody that we hadn't guessed, and it turned out that was Paula. So, that was it, Epitome, because Epitome had left the chat. Well, that was Paula Parkinson. So. We'll have to have an ask. Oh, Green Eyes, you have a good time, and I can't wait to hear about you. Send me a text and let me know that your mum's arrived, or safely, and what have you. I hope you have a lovely time. And if I don't see you, over the next week or so, not a problem. Just keep us posted how you're enjoying yourself, and I'll hopefully catch up with you sooner rather than later. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much. And those of you who will be around, I will see you Wednesday. For those of you who won't, look after yourselves, stay safe, and I'll see you on the bright side.